flights. The Federal Aviation Administration has ordered a 4% reduction in flights to ease congestion and improve safety. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha is at SeaTac Airport.
We're seeing 28 delays, 27 cancellations. In the last week, SEA has had about 1,000 flights a day, so this FAA reduction means dozens of flights will be cut. Now, in the Department of Transportation's order, 4% of flights cut today. That goes up to 6% on Tuesday, 8% on Thursday, and 10% a week from today.
Here's hoping that they get it together so people can be with their families for Thanksgiving.
Alaska says it cut routes on its high-frequency routes. And travel experts suggest that you book with the airline. That way, it is easier to make flight changes. Also, they're recommending avoiding layovers if at all possible.
Anders Ibsen has won the Tacoma mayor's race. His opponent, John Hines, conceded last night. Ibsen says he doesn't consider Hines his opponent, but rather his colleague.
We're making sure that we're collaborating on the challenges facing our city.
In a statement, Hines says after a year of hard campaigning and 3 days of vote counting, it is clear from the results that this election did not go our way. Ibsen's lead widened, bringing him to 57% of the vote compared to Hines at 42%. And the latest election results show Mayor Bruce Harrell's lead is shrinking. He's up by fewer than 10,000 votes over Katie Wilson, with at least 100,000 ballots left to count, according to King County Elections. Harrell had an 8-point lead on election night. It's now below 6%. The next ballot count is set for today at 4 o'clock. And Everett City Council voted 5-2 to expand its controversial no-sit, no-lie ordinance for another 2 years. It creates buffer zones restricting sitting, lying, and aid distribution near service facilities for another 2 years. The council heard public testimony from people for and against the idea.
Well, here we are again discussing how to most effectively criminalize some of the most marginalized members of our community.
There's a belief that buffer zones are criminalizing people simply for existing in these areas. But when you look at the data, that's just not what's happening.
And King County prosecutors charged 57-year-old Mark Anthony Russ with first-degree murder with sexual motivation. He is the man believed to be responsible for the 1994 murder of a 14-year-old Tanya Frazier on Capitol Hill. KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch has more.
Prosecutors say Russ has a long criminal history and is an unregistered sex offender. Frazier was last seen walking from Meany Middle School, and Russ's mother lived right across the street. Ultimately, prosecutors say advances in DNA technology led to the arrest. Here's Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
It's just so heartbreaking to know that this happened and that her family anguished for so long wondering who did it.
If convicted, Russ faces what amounts to a life sentence. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Federal prosecutors say a Washington teenager is among 8 suspects in a failed ISIS-inspired terror plot in Michigan. The FBI says they helped plan Halloween weekend attacks.
Alina Haba, acting U.S. Attorney for the District of New Jersey, says 19-year-old Saeed Ali Maret of Kent, along with other suspects, including one from her state, used encrypted messages to plan travel to Turkey and then Syria to join ISIS fighters.
They discussed detailed travel plans, physical training, weapons including firearms and IEDs.
Investigators say the group stockpiled weapons and that they were targeting gay bars and an amusement park. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And Governor Bob Ferguson has spent this week at Western State Hospital making good on a campaign promise.
I've had a chance to sit down each day with the workers, just conversation with the workers about their experiences, their challenges, what's working, what they'd like to see improved.
Capacity will improve in 2028. That's when a new 350-bed facility on the Western State Hospital campus is expected to open. And now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Marysville to Seattle about 35 right now. Everett to Seattle about 32 minutes. Linwood to Seattle about 15. And for your KIRO News Radio forecast on this Friday morning, we're off to another wet start. We'll have isolated thunderstorms later again today. Right now, it's about 47 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, Chris Sullivan with the choke point, a warning to never trust the depth of standing water on the roads. He'll give us guidance next. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is brought to you by Closets by Design Seattle.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
This is Lynn. She's always been active, maybe a little too active back in the day.
When I was 19 years old and immortal, I stripped out all my ligament and I had to have 6 knee surgeries, and that's on my right knee. And then my left knee finally gave out and had a torn meniscus.
Years of pain followed until she saw Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm 4 months out and I have no pain in my knees, and I have had knee pain my whole life. I have no concept of what it was like without pain. It's a miracle. I'm totally thrilled.
No pain, no limits.
Dr. Wagner gave me the green light to ski again this year. I'm like, that's incredible. So I'm just so excited.
After years of surgeries and setbacks, Lynn finally got her freedom back.
I think he saved my legs, so saved my knees, and gave me at least another 10, 15 years to do what I want to do.
If joint pain is holding you back, find out what stem cell therapy could do for you with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So I saw that you visited the baby chicks.
I got to hold 7 of them. They were so cute.
Do you know why Wilcox chickens are so happy?
Because they get to play outside?
Yes.
Happy chickens are healthy chickens.
From our farm to your table, Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
I'm John Ramsar with Baird Private Wealth Management in Seattle, here with my friend Cole Hardman, former patient and now Director of Development at Seattle Children's Hospital.
Thanks for inviting me, John, and thanks to Baird for the longtime support of Seattle Children's.
Of course, Seattle Children's Research and Care helps so many children and families through incredible challenges, but you know that better than anyone.
I sure do, John. At 4 hours old, having surgery to save my life, and spend the first year there with in and out appointments for 18 years. I've so fortunate to get the world-class treatment and care at Seattle Children to allow me to live a full, healthy life. But it was the doctors, nurses, and great care that inspired me to want to give back. I now have the honor to work with wonderful community members and supporters like Baird, who are so generous to help next generations of kids at Seattle Children's Hospital.
Thanks for sharing your story, Cole. And for all of you listening, I invite you to discover the difference we can make together at rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Hey, this is Pete from Home Matters. Tune in this weekend when we'll talk with local business owners about everything in and around your home. Join us on Saturdays from 2 to 3 right here on KIRO News Radio, or listen to the podcast on mynorthwest.com.
Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Now, Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Presented by Carter Subaru.
The atmospheric river says, turn around, don't drown. Here's a little taste of the public service announcement it created a few years ago. I want to warn you, it has similar music to Luke Ducey's Tech Talk.
It doesn't look that deep, so you decide to drive through it. Bad decision. And it may be your last.
It may
So
be your
dramatic.
last. Very dramatic. But it's an important point. It really only takes a few inches of water for your car to lose traction, especially smaller rigs. And if you're driving through one of those little rain-caused streams, a small car can actually get carried away in less than a foot of water. So you just want to keep that in mind. You be smart, stay out of the water. And if there's a sign that says, don't drive around the signs. It's pretty simple stuff here, but every year we run into situations, and we saw it yesterday, where people getting conked out in places. So yeah, just be smart. Don't get yourself in trouble.
KIRO TV is out right now. They've been showing footage, live footage of people driving right through stuff. So people are even doing it right now as we speak, Sully.
Yeah,
so
it's just I know you don't want to drive around, and it's you're like, it's not that deep. Yeah, I mean,
I'm just a
not
city
worth it.
driver coming from through South Lake Union this morning. There are some pretty deep puddles right there in town.
There was some pretty nasty stuff that SDOT was posting through yesterday. Pretty heavy. We're talking 6-8 inches of water.
In terms of if you're on the highway and you see some deep water, cars are driving through it slowly, you can't really turn around. Can't get off at an exit before that. Slow down, basically.
Yeah, definitely slow way down. Try to switch lanes. The one thing you don't want to do if you start hydroplaning is start tapping the brakes or working with, kind of let the car figure itself out, because you don't want to exacerbate the situation, but definitely slowing way down in those kinds of situations. Yeah, we saw a couple different places on I-5 that were stuck. So yeah, just be careful and don't drive through standing water.
Okay.
Yeah.
While we have you here.
And talking about being smart.
Yeah. We know you're one of the smartest guys we know, Sully, and observant.
Yeah.
There's a situation in Snohomish County in the election, at least for you.
And for thousands of other voters. I went and checked out the election results for Snohomish County, because that's where I live. And we have a thing where Public Charter Commission was up. It's only voted on every 10 years, so I wasn't really familiar with it. So I went in to go check to see what my candidate did. And it turns out, I was like, oh my gosh, there are thousands and thousands of undervotes, which means people didn't fill out the ballot properly. You left spaces, right? When you undervote, say you don't like two candidates in a race, you don't vote for anybody, that's an undervote. So in this case, for this commission, I was supposed to vote for 3 candidates.
Oopsies, how many did you vote for?
1, because I'm so trained and used to voting for 1. Looking at the undervotes, there are 116,835 undervotes in the 5 districts. Now, yesterday, I equated that to the number of voters, figuring 1 undervote per ballot. The Elections Division worked with me late yesterday, and it turns out that everyone I didn't vote for is an undervote. So my ballot counted for 2 undervotes. So it doesn't necessarily mean that, 100,000 people messed up. It's probably about half that. And what I come up is about still over 58,000 voters in Snohomish County probably didn't fill out our ballots correctly. And it's right there. It says vote for 3 in the sleeve that the ballot came in, which I immediately tossed and started working on my ballot. So had a big thing, vote for 3. So yeah, just a really good idea. Read your ballot. It isn't always just one person.
And you didn't get a sticker?
No, and we didn't get a sticker, in Snohomish County. So yeah, it's just kind of a very interesting thing. You're going down the rabbit hole on this. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. And my neighbor who's like, we were supposed to vote for 3. I'm like, yeah, we were. So
our
thousands of us missed.
Ted Beener, who fills in for you all the time.
Yeah.
He's also a volunteer with Snohomish County Elections. If he's listening right now, he is just so darn disappointed in himself.
Yeah, he was yesterday when he was like, hey, you can come up here, take a visit, and get your questions answered. I'm like, I don't want to show my face in that. I'm dumb. So just a good reminder to always read your ballot all the way through and all the information that comes with it.
Okay.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, a few showers this morning. Expect spotty showers this afternoon with highs in the mid to low 50s. Right now, it's about 47 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden with his Weekend Planner. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Say hi, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri, coming this October.
You don't look like police.
I'll take that as a compliment. See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hey, quick heads up. If your building's over 20,000 square feet, Washington's Clean Buildings Law means you may need to meet new energy standards starting July of 2026. Luckily, Puget Sound Energy has this free program called the Clean Buildings Accelerator that makes it way easier to comply with the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. They walk you through the steps, help track your energy use, even give you plan templates. I signed up. It's simple, and it's saving me money already. Check it out at psc.com/clean buildings.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO Newsradio.
The holiday season's here, and it is the perfect time to treat yourself to something that'll last long after the lights come down. Hi there, it's Ursula Royteen. I'm a repeat customer at Carter Subaru because they're honest people who know how to treat you right. And right now is a great time to buy. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection in the state, over 800 vehicles in stock. You'll find the color and trim you want with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident Book Series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw
on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is defending the Trump administration's decision to cut air traffic starting today. More from CBS News' Michael Wallace.
The FAA is cutting thousands of flights to counter the shortage of air traffic controllers due to the government shutdown. Duffy shared with CBS Mornings his top concern.
Controller fatigue. And if I can reduce the capacity because I have reduced controllers, I think that takes pressure out of the system.
At least 4% of today's flights at 40 high-impact airports are being cut. That will be ramped up to 10% next week. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
This morning, more than 24 flights are delayed at SeaTac Airport. This traveler tells KIRO 7 TV.
Here's hoping that they get it together so people can be with their families for Thanksgiving.
Experts say flexibility is key, and checking your flight status early could save you a headache at the gate. Meanwhile, the FBI has arrested a 19-year-old Kent man in connection with a foiled ISIS-inspired terror plot in Michigan. Saeed Ali Mer is the 8th suspect charged in the alleged plan targeting Halloween weekend. Alina Haba is the acting U.S. attorney for the District of New Jersey.
Along with other co-conspirators, used encrypted messaging applications to plan travel to Turkey and then to Syria to join ISIS as fighters.
Prosecutors say Mira faces multiple charges. Officials claim he was in communication with the group that scouted gay bars and an amusement park for possible attacks and bought weapons and ammunition. The race for Seattle's mayor just got more interesting. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas has the updated results.
Mayor Bruce Harrell continuing to hold his lead. Katie Wilson gaining slightly, now just shy of 10,000 votes separating the two. That number was 11,000 last night.
Harrell's lead now sits below 6%, and according to the Seattle Times, King County Elections has about 100,000 ballots left to count in Seattle. Tacoma has a new mayor. Anders Ibsen has officially won the city's top job after opponent John Hines conceded last night. In a statement, Hines says it is clear from the results that this election did not go our way. He congratulated Mayor-elect Ibsen and pledged to work with him in his ongoing role as a city council member. And we're hearing from the family of an 88-year-old woman who was robbed and had her finger bit off at her South Seattle home. KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu has more.
Emma Cotton's sons say their 88-year-old mother spent 3 days in the ICU with a brain bleed after the attack. On top of that, she has multiple fractures.
My mother's head was big as the size of a basketball. I didn't recognize her.
She's now out of the hospital and at a rehab facility where her sons say she's starting to heal and get back to her normal self. But doctors weren't able to reattach the finger because it was never found. The suspect was spotted by 2 nearby surveillance cameras and is still on the loose.
Big news in women's hockey. Seattle's PWHL team finally has a name.
We are the Seattle Torrents.
The name draws inspiration from Washington's powerful waterways, symbolizing strength and momentum. The team's logo features a stylized S resembling rushing water. The Torrent kicks off its inaugural season on November 21st in Vancouver, with its first home game November 28th at Climate Pledge Arena against the Minnesota Frost. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Puyallup to Renton about 21 minutes right now. Everett to Bellevue about 21 minutes as well. Tacoma to Seattle about 28 minutes. And for your forecast, we have a few showers this morning. Expect a few spotty showers this afternoon with highs in the mid-50s. Right now, it's about 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
Another autumn weekend has arrived, and if you're still looking for something fun to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has you covered.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
This weekend at the Seattle Convention Center, and there will be all the usual convention activities like workshops, a DIY science zone, panels, and vendors. There will be even more games to play this year as the gaming floor has added even more room for both video and tabletop games. Geek Girl Con also celebrates those who may not always get their flowers when it comes to their contributions to the world of art, science, video games, and more. Geek Girl Con runs through the weekend. Veterans Day will be celebrated a little bit early this weekend in Auburn. Saturday at 11 is the Veterans Parade and Observance. This is the 60th year of the parade, and it starts at 11 a.m. The parade will travel along Main Street, and according to the event's website, there will be over 4,000 participants, including 150 units, 10 marching bands, military vehicles, and more. Saturday will also feature other Veterans Day events going on throughout Auburn, including the community breakfast at Auburn Senior Activity Center, the Remembrance Ceremony at Veterans Memorial Park, and a marching band competition. The 2025 Seattle International Comedy Competition is underway and runs throughout the month. 32 comedians are competing across the state at 15 different venues. This weekend, you can find shows at Green River College in Auburn tonight at 7:30 or North Bend Theater tomorrow at 8. Only 5 of the 32 comedians will make it to the finals, which will be at the Washington Athletic Club on November 25th. In Federal Way, the Fall Foliage Fest is this weekend at the Rhododendron Species Botanical Garden. At the festival, you can get tours of the garden, send the kids on a scavenger hunt, and enjoy the colors of fall. There will also be a pop-up plant sale for those looking to add to their garden or greenhouse, and there will also be a food truck on site to help keep you fed. The event is free to attend. If you aren't ready to give up on the haunts of Halloween and want to continue to explore the world of the paranormal, you'll want to hop a ferry and make your way to Port Gamble and check out the Port Gamble Ghost Conference. You'll be able to learn from experts in the world of paranormal research and can even join in on some investigations into Western Washington's most haunted locations. If you love to hunt for vintage treasures, the Northwest's largest garage and vintage sale has returned and will be at the Clark County Event Center in Ridgefield. The big sale is Saturday with over 450 vendors. You never know what you might find. The holiday season is right around the corner. How are you getting ready for the hustle and bustle? Let me know at paulh@KIRORadio.com. Paul Holden, KIRO News Radio.
Coming up, we'll have national headlines. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
And with over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
When someone hears the words, "You have cancer," it's one of the darkest moments in their life. Light the Night brings light to the darkness of cancer by uniting survivors, patients, and supporters in the cause to end cancer. Friends, families, and coworkers form a community of hope, raising funds in support of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Together, we walk with lanterns held high to light the path to cures. Last year alone, the FDA approved 18 new drug therapies and treatments to treat blood cancers. The impact of LLS-supported research goes beyond blood cancer. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. When we walk, cancer runs. Join the movement to end cancer today. Visit us at lightthenight.org.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
CBS News Brief. This is day 38 of the government shutdown, and FAA-ordered flight cancellations are underway at major airports to deal with continued sick-outs by air traffic controllers. Nick Daniels heads their union.
We only had a partial paycheck going into this, so for 37 days, they've received zero income for the work that they've done. And a lot of times, that's 60 hours a week.
The Trump administration says it'll appeal a ruling from a federal judge ordering fully funded SNAP food benefits to resume. CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
Of course, the other way to sort it out would be if Congress were to reopen the government, which still could be a few days away.
Former NFL All-Pro wide receiver Antonio Brown's been extradited from Dubai to the U.S. to face attempted murder charges in a shooting after a celebrity boxing match. The Miami PD's Mike Vega.
AB was in Dubai posting videos of him riding a bike, kind of like mocking the fact that, hey, I left the United States.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, expect a few showers this morning and some spotty showers during the afternoon with highs in the mid-50s. Right now, it's about 47 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, the Mike McDonald preview. We hear from Seahawks head coach ahead of this Sunday's matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. On Seattle Morning's News, I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
$83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
draining again.
How can you...
Apollo Plumbers are that good.
83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KAI. your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Hear from the coach first.
Here we go, start fast! Here we go!
This is the Mike McDonald Preview. Here's your host, Steve Rabel.
Mike, as always, thank you for taking a few minutes out to chat. And let's start, because there's so much to talk about, with this new Seahawk, Rashid Shaheed. What does he bring to the dance? And maybe more importantly, how important is it for him to fit in, be a positive part of the chemistry in this locker room?
Well, I think that's a critical part, as you know, especially as we're building our team. You know, year 2 of our program, we have to be vigilant in who we bring into our building, who joins our team, and but you know, I think the combination between the prior relationships we've had that has known him, from New Orleans, mostly our offensive coaches understand who he was, and our personnel reports and our connections. That was one, so that's positive. And then 2, like I think I'm proud of what we've built in our locker room, where our guys can show the guys the way when they show up, and our guys are awesome. They welcome them with open arms, but they understand, they communicate a standard on how we do things, especially like something as simple as how we practice or how we meet, walk through, all those things. Rashid's been great. He's been great. He's 2 days in. He's learned the playbook fast, and we're adding another big time weapon to our offense, and that's exciting. He's really explosive. I think he's an underrated route runner. I think he can run. Everyone says he's he's a speed guy and he can take the top off, and that's true. But he's going to be an asset in our return game, and then the guy he's great with the ball in his hands on catch and run stuff. He can run intermediate routes. So we're really excited to have him join us.
Mike, after the game this last week in Washington, you said, quote, Sam's execution right now is, and you paused, ridiculous. And you shook your head. And I think ridiculous is actually a coaching term. I'm not sure. But as a defensive coach, he really has been ridiculous, or was at least certainly in the game. Why? What's he doing so well?
Man, yeah. In that moment, I had a hard time coming up with the right word, So I've been accused of being pretty cliche probably in the past. I don't know if that one was too cliche, but I honestly think it's just the hidden incremental gains that he's done, really his whole career. But just thinking his time with us, all the reps, and like the intention of the reps. Trust, I think there's I think that's probably a good word to use too, is like there's a lot of trust between him, our coaches, our skill guys, the front, the timing of plays. I mean, all those things, have to be in sync in order to execute that type of level. So I think that's in play as well.
You mentioned trust with the guys up front. You've got the number 5 offense right now, 29 points a game. And Sam would be the first one to say it, but as you know as well, it's not just Sam. Talk about the progress of that offensive line and the coaches who are designing the plays to the strengths of these players.
Well, I really believe this, and I told the team this at the end of, really throughout the season, camp, and going into the years. I think our competitive advantage is our synergy. I think, we have great players at every level. Going into the season, no one was saying that we had, we were going to just be carried by one guy or anything like that. But I think the power of our team is what gives us, a great chance to win and play great football. And so it really does take everybody. It's our operation. It's how we take the line of scrimmage. It's how we move and shift. It's how we get in and out of plays. Our offensive coaches, they work incredibly hard. In my opinion, they work too many hours. I'm trying to convince them to kick them out of the building, but they're just very dedicated to their craft, and And there's a standard they're trying to uphold, and it matters to them to help put our players in great positions, which you got to respect. I wish they got a few more hours of sleep to keep them a little bit more fresh, but it might be. They told me it's a good trade-off. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Arizona's going to come in here with a little bit of a different, maybe offensive approach. Kyler Murray now out on the injured list. Quarterback Jacoby Brissett is in. I don't know, what does he bring to the dance? How different is he? How do you think they will change according to what he's done now for the last several weeks, in fact?
Sure. Well, and Arizona you think about it, the times we've played Arizona over the last 2 years, and they were on a winning streak when we played them last year. And we've played them 2 weeks after, so they were playing good football then. When we played them going into the first game this year, they were 2-1, and then since then, every game has come down literally to a field goal at the last second. So they could have easily been 5-0 going into the bye or 7-0 going into the bye. They just happen to lose those games, and I think they're, we know the feeling of trying to win those games at the end. And then I thought you got to give them credit. They made some adjustments with the new quarterback with Brissett, and they're kind of they're tailoring the offense to what Jacoby does well, which is under center. It's play actions. They've been explosive in the pass game. That's what they're doing, and they're doing a good job. And the points show it. I mean, I think they've been putting up mid-20s to almost 30 points a game since he's been playing against really good defenses. And they're doing a good job on third down as well. I mean, right now, since Jacoby took over, they're the top third down team in the league. So when you watch the tape, it's very clear that this is a good football team, and they're determined. You can tell they're playing with confidence. If I were them, I can understand why they have a chip on their shoulder, because they feel like their team is better than what their record indicates, and frankly, they're right. So that's what we're up against. It's a confident bunch. They're getting healthy on their defensive side of the ball, and they have a lot of talent, and they're well coached. So that's what we're up against.
On the defensive side, they've got Josh Sweat. He's got 7 sacks. They've got 7-time Pro Bowler Budda Baker, and they just held on Monday Night Football the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. They only gave up the defense just 10 points. I mean, you're right. This is a group that's playing really well now, certainly on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They've gotten 2 starters back, with Walter Nolan coming off and Garrett Williams being available, and the rest of them are healthy. So it's a good group. It's a good group. They've invested in their front, and it's been money well spent. They're playing at a high level.
Finally, Mike, we were back in D.C. Last Sunday night. We're home for one quick game, and then we're back on the road for a couple of more. This is one I know you guys have been talking about, and you've started to make it happen now this season. Got to keep the 12s, got to keep them right there with you, and a big game here at home would sure help that.
No doubt. And you can't go into the game saying we have to get the 12s involved. The way you have to say is we have to go into the game and be ready to go play our style of ball, and then the 12s will come alive.
12s will come alive. Yeah,
that's how it has to happen. So we have to focus on our preparation, make sure we're ready to go to play our best football. And I know the 12s will be there and they'll be rocking, but we got to do our part as well.
All right, Mike. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you pregame.
All right.
Thanks, man.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, a few showers this morning. Expect spotty showers this afternoon with highs in the mid-50s. Right now, it's about 47 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, more of the day's top stories here on Seattle's Morning News. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Then you gotta check out The Reset. Hey, it's G. Scott, and every week, me and my co-host and Seahawks great Brandon Meebane talk Seahawks. We break down the matchups, and we're joined by former Seahawks players.
From Lakewood to Lombardi, Seahawks champion, my main man, Jermaine Kearse.
What up, G? Watch The Reset live on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Every 2 minutes, an American is sexually assaulted. Be the someone who gives their time. Be the someone who lends an ear. Be the someone who takes a step. This is Christina Ricci with RAIN, asking you to join the fight against sexual violence and volunteer in your community. Log on to RAIN.org, that's RAINN.org, to learn how you can be the someone.
This message brought to you by the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network and this station.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. My name is Carlos, and I'm a Cub Scout. I'm here to talk to you today about becoming a scout like me. Cub Scouts get badges for doing fun activities and we make friends. Scouts go camping, climbing, and fishing, and swimming together. We play sports and go to parades. Scouts also help people and become the best versions of themselves. Visit bascout.org to find a pack near you, get any questions answered, and sign up for Cub Scouts online.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. It's the first day of government shutdown-related cuts at major airports, and almost 1,600 flights have been canceled or delayed in the U.S. so far. The goal is to alleviate some of the stress on air traffic controllers still showing up for work despite 2 full missed paychecks. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy tells CBS Mornings.
We saw controllers working 6 days a week, 10-hour days. That pressure on the controllers were giving us numbers that were not troubling, but were concerning.
WTOP's Neil Augenstein is at the airport near Washington, D.C.
This passenger got here early for his flight to Orlando. He does a lot of traveling for work.
So that could also affect our business by getting us delayed and not making it to a customer site on time.
And as he's walking quickly to his gate, this traveler says he is concerned.
I've got a wedding to get to, and I hope I get home in time.
Neil Augenstein for CBS News, Reagan National Airport.
And it's also left SNAP recipients without food benefits for almost a week. Shutdown has. A judge has ordered the Trump administration to restore them fully. CBS's Natalie Brand.
The administration has appealed. The USDA said that it was complying with the initial court order, but that the contingency fund that it's tapping only would provide 50% of the SNAP benefit. Then the USDA amended to say they could provide 65%.
No jobs numbers from the Labor Department for the second month in a row because of the shutdown, but private numbers are pointing to a very tight market. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Job search site Indeed has reported that the number of jobs available have fallen to the lowest level since February of 2021 during the pandemic. Just because there's a reduction in job openings doesn't necessarily mean bad news. It just means that companies are not hiring.
Former NFL star Antonio Brown's back in the U.S. to face an attempted murder charge.
The 37-year-old former wide receiver was wanted for a shooting outside a boxing event in Miami in May. He allegedly grabbed a gun from a security guard's hip and fired 2 shots at a man he had been in a fistfight with, grazing the man's neck. Miami police spokesman Michael Vega says U.S. Marshals arrested Brown in Dubai, where he had posted a video of himself riding a bicycle.
Kind of like mocking the fact that, hey, I left the United States. But we were on to him.
Brown was flown to New Jersey yesterday and is awaiting extradition to Miami. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
They'll announce this year's Grammy nominations in L.A. in a couple of hours. Sabrina Carpenter, Bad Bunny, Lady Gaga, Kendrick Lamar, all in the running. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
It's Friday morning. Let's check in with Chris Sullivan at the traffic desk.
And it's not exactly Friday light in Pierce County. A couple of crashes down there that are really kind of messing things up. I'm going to start in the Fife area where we've been working with a crash the last hour on northbound I-5 right there at 70th through the construction zone. It's been over in the right-hand lane and we're backed up pretty much from the Puyallup River Bridge already. Got about a 25-minute trip from Tacoma to Federal Way, which is about 15 minutes slower than you would expect at this time of day and on a Friday. But after that, Federal Way to Seattle's only 35 minutes, so not too bad. The other crash we've been working on this one for about 3.5 hours now. Westbound 410 is blocked at Valley Ave in Sumner. So you're backed up to about the Winco all the way coming down the hill. So that's been a long-term closure. Again, it's westbound only at Valley Ave, and so that's causing a lot of problems. Once you get over to the Valley Freeway, it's a pretty good drive, under 45 minutes. Rented to Bellevue's under 20 out of the north end, still enjoying 35-minute trips from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This report brought to you by Closets by Design, custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Closet-by-Design.com or call them 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:04, and today travelers could be in for a rough ride.
The FAA is ordering airlines to cut back flights by 4%, meaning fewer options and longer lines at the airport. And the federal government and airlines are warning it might get even worse.
And joining us live is KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey with the latest.
Yes, SeaTac is one of those 40 airports that will be impacted by this airline cutback. A lot of flyers telling KIRO 7 TV they're pretty worried.
There's big disruptions to life that might be more likely to find a solution
hopefully these guys find solutions.
Right now, I'm looking at FlightAware in real time, cancellations at SeaTac and delays. So we're looking at about 32 total delays at SeaTac, cancellations up to 27 right now. Most of those delays are with Alaska Airlines, a total of 17 flights delayed so far, but by far more than any other airline, which makes sense because SeaTac is the hub for Alaska Airlines. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is defending the Trump administration's decision, however, to cut air traffic starting today.
I have a number one job of keeping people safe. I've looked at data. I want to be preemptive, and I want to make sure people are safe in the system.
Duffy and the FAA say controller staffing issues and fatigue are their big concerns as the government shutdown continues. Next week, we could see 10% of all flights at those 40 airports cut. That's thousands of flights canceled every day as we head into Thanksgiving, the busiest travel weekend of the year. So every major airline is reacting to this news, and not in a good way, as their stock prices drop. In a statement, Alaska Airlines said they're waiting for more guidance from the FAA, and they're calling for an end to the shutdown now. So Charlie and Amanda, what do you do? Well, people are already looking for alternatives. Hertz says their one-way rentals this week has surged 20%. Perhaps people just trying to get back home from the airports. You know, I know as a parent of a college student, we're looking at the same thing. Do we drive down and get her? Do we do we hold on and wait and see what's going on? It's going to be a mess, and it only has the potential to get worse.
Okay. Well, keep us updated, Luke. We'll be checking in with you throughout the morning. It is still too close to call in the race for Seattle mayor.
KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas has the latest results.
Mayor Bruce Harrell continuing to hold his lead. Katie Wilson gaining slightly, now just shy of 10,000 votes separating the two. That number was 11,000 last night.
Harrell's lead now sits below 6%. According to the Seattle Times, King County Elections has about 100,000 ballots left to count in Seattle.
Anders Ibsen has won the Tacoma mayor's race. His opponent, John Hines, conceded last night. Ibsen tells KIRO 7 TV he doesn't consider Hines his opponent, but rather his colleague.
We're making sure that we're collaborating on the challenges facing our city.
In a statement, Hines says after a year of hard campaigning and 3 days of vote counting, it's clear the election did not go our way. Ibsen's lead widened, bringing him 56% of the vote compared to Hines at 42%.
And the city of Everett's no sit, no lie ordinance has been extended. It creates buffer zones that ban sitting, lying down, or handing out aid near service facilities. The city council heard from supporters and critics this week.
How is it that this council believes it best to extend the no sit, no lie, no give ordinance, even though it has proven to do nothing but harm our most at-risk neighbors?
Extending the buffer zone doesn't mean increasing punishment. It means maintaining structure and accountability while continuing to approach enforcement with compassion and restraint.
The council approved the extension by a vote of 5-2. It will last through 2027.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Good morning. It's Friday. We've made it November 7th.
Can you say that again, please?
Friday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I have a great weekend ahead. You know what I have planned?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Doesn't that sound wonderful?
Fabulous. I'm Charlie Harger. That's Manda Factor. Sully is here. You have any big plans?
Getting together with some old Bobcat teammate families tonight, hopefully, and then watching a lot of football tomorrow.
Okay. There
So
you
basically
go.
nothing, except a good time.
Just the usual.
And how was your sleep, David Burbank?
How was it ever, Charlie?
Who dealt with power outages last night?
Yeah,
Oy,
I
oy,
feel
oy.
sorry for both of you. Well, this hour of Seattle's Morning News is sponsored by American Crawl Space and Pest Control.
And coming up, we're going to chat with Leland Vittert. She's the host of On Balance, which broadcasts weeknights on News Nation.
And Katrina has her weekly parenting feature. Is it helpful for young parents to enlist grandparents to babysit? And what happens when the grandparents try to take matters into their own hands? Katrina will have that for us coming up later this hour.
It's 6:09. The man arrested Tuesday, who police believe is responsible for a 31-year-old cold case murder, has now been formally charged, as we hear from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
57-year-old Mark Anthony Russ is now charged with first-degree murder with sexual motivation. He is a man with a violent criminal past, and he is an unregistered sex offender. Prosecutors say DNA connects him to the brutal murder of 14-year-old Tanya Frazier in 1994. She was stabbed to death. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
His history of violent behavior, his history of not following court orders is what made the prosecutor's office go to court and say, we think he should be held without bail.
Russ faces what amounts to a life sentence if convicted. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Making good on a campaign promise, Governor Bob Ferguson has spent the week working out of Western State Hospital.
Governor Ferguson says early on in his political career, one of the first issues he was interested in was mental health.
In part because my family had, like a lot of families, issues related to mental health.
Construction of a new 350-bed facility on the Washington State Hospital campus is underway, and it should be open in 2028. Officials say it will help the state meet the requirement to hold people charged with crimes who are awaiting competency evaluations at a mental health facility rather than in jail. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
The FBI has arrested a 19-year-old man from Kent. The agency says he's involved with a foiled terrorist attack in Michigan last week. We get details from KIRO 7 TV's Gary Horker.
His name is Saeed Ali Murr. Officials say he was in communication with 7 other accused ISIS supporters, many who are also in custody now. The FBI believes they were all planning to attack bars and clubs in the Detroit area. A couple of the suspects were arraigned this week in court.
A federal complaint says Mira told the FBI he planned to travel to Syria to join ISIS as a fighter.
A Snohomish County family has filed a federal lawsuit claiming their teenage daughter was sexually exploited through the popular apps Roblox and Discord. Lawyers say the 14-year-old girl, identified only as Jane Doe, was groomed by a man posing as another child who first contacted her on Roblox before moving their chats to Discord, where he coerced her into sending explicit photos. Here's attorney Sarah Beller.
Roblox prioritizes profits over people. They prioritize their growth over the safety of our children.
A Discord spokesperson says the platform requires users be at least 13 and uses several tools to prevent sexual exploitation and grooming.
A jury says Seattle Public Schools owes $8 million after a violent classroom incident. This case dates back to 2018 at Meany Middle School. Jurors say a math teacher punched a 13-year-old student in the face during an argument. According to the Seattle Times, they also found the district broke state laws on non-discrimination laws. That student is now 21 years old.
It's 6:12. Let's get a check on the weather, brought to us by State Roofing and Exteriors. Nick, it was stormy last night, seeming like it's calming down, though, this morning.
Big time, yeah. And we still have some spots where it's a little bit gusty to breezy, but it's not bad. So what you'll find is, wind, say, around 10 to 20 miles per hour for most of the area this morning, and then we'll see it wind down. So some gusts that could be 20 to 25 or higher, maybe 29 or 30. That's all, though. And then you have showers this morning that are on the radar around, say, like Tacoma South, Olympia South, maybe Shelton South and West. And then you have a little bit if you go farther north around like Mount Vernon North. Everything in between is mainly dry, and I am thinking will be mainly dry. It could be a passing shower, but that's about it. And these showers we have this morning I expect to wrap up, and we'll see some drier conditions this afternoon. There might just be a lingering shower in Snohomish County later today, but I'm thinking that is it. Highs will be, say mid to upper 50s, and it is a little cooler this morning compared to yesterday morning. So yes, you have a few showers around, say, Olympia, Shelton, Tacoma South. You have a few showers around Port Townsend North. All of those showers are going to wrap up after the morning. Will be mainly dry later today, and I think you will see some sun breaks. Tomorrow looks dry, but mostly cloudy, and then on Seahawks Sunday, a little fog in the morning, and then call it partly cloudy to mostly cloudy with highs in the low 60s, so it looks really nice. And we hold off on rain again until Monday.
All right, thank you, Nick. Right now in Seattle, it's partly cloudy and 49.
And it's 6:13. That's time for traffic. We do that every 10 minutes. So what's up, Sully?
Well, most of the attention is down in Pierce County. We've got a couple of crashes there. 2 different highways getting involved in this. Northbound I-5, our biggest one. We've got about a 15-minute delay on northbound I-5 as you work your way from the Puyallup River through the 5 curve. That's where the right lane is blocked. So we have about a 25-minute trip to get you up into Federal Way. But from there on up, you'll pick up the pace. Federal Way to Seattle is only running 40 minutes, actually closer to 35. The other spot is westbound 410 in Sumner. All westbound lanes are blocked at Valley Ave, as are the on-ramps there, so it is causing a huge mess in and around the Sumner area. You're backed up well before the Winco now coming down the hill. If you make it over to the Valley Freeway, you'll have a 45-minute trip. So not too bad. Only 15 minutes of that out of Auburn. And then Renton to Bellevue's nice and easy at about 15 minutes. Out of the north end, we're cruising 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Lake bridges are quiet. This report brought to you by the Seattle International Auto Show, where you can see them, touch them, and drive them. Presented by BECU, the Seattle International Auto Show, Lumen Field Event Center, November 14th to 16th. Discover your drive, seattleautoshow.com.
6:15 now. A Louisiana mom of 3 is being hailed a hero after she gave a police officer a lift. Here's KIRO Newsradio's Katrina Gashard.
Sergeant Jeff Cars was chasing a woman who fled a Dillard store and jumped into a waiting getaway car. Then the mom, Leslie Smith, pulled up and asked if the sergeant wanted to hop in.
I just thought, I'm in a car and I'm faster in my car than he is running. I just wanted to do whatever I could to help out. I made a U-turn and went back to shopping.
That's as simple as that.
So did they get her?
They did.
It's 6:15.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
Friday morning. Joining us now is News Nation's Leland Vittert, host of On Balance, airing weeknights at 6 and 9. It's been a while. Good morning, Leland.
Hey, gang. Good morning.
So the government shutdown continues, Leland. Any solutions in sight? What are you seeing?
Well, I have a solution, if you're asking.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Which is, rather than cancel all these commercial flights and inconvenience the American public, we should just ground all private jets. Because 2 things would happen. 1, you wouldn't have any problem with the commercial flights anymore because it takes as much air traffic controller work for a small private jet as it does for a 737. But number 2 is then all the rich people who are also political donors who are now going through TSA lines would call their senators from both sides of the aisle and say, you need to fix this.
Well, clearly that's not going to happen, but it's a great idea. How long can this possibly go on? Do you see it going into the holidays?
It's very possible. You know, today you saw this big issue of Republicans trying to put forward a bill that said members of the House and Senate don't get paid during the shutdown. Hard to imagine why the people who are working and doing their jobs, like air traffic controllers, don't get paid, but the House and the Senate that can't actually seem to do their job and legislate do get paid. But that's why we all hate Washington. What's interesting is that both sides, I think, are still of the political persuasion that this is good for them or that caving is bad for them. So therefore, they're going to keep at it.
I watched your interview with Republican Representative Jim Jordan from Ohio earlier this week. You pushing pretty hard on whether his party fully appreciated how the economy is affecting. What's your takeaway from that conversation?
My takeaway is that Republicans are doing to hardworking Americans the same thing that Joe Biden did, and it didn't work, which is gaslighting people on the economy and saying that because unemployment's low and the stock market's high, you just don't get how great things are. And it didn't work for Joe Biden, and it is not working for Donald Trump. We saw last night at, I think, about 8 or 8:30, Trump was asked about it, and he got really irritated. You know, I don't want to hear about affordability anymore, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, boy, you think of the difference of that and Bill Clinton saying, I feel your pain and I understand where the American people are and I get that you're hurting, and on and on and on. It's very different. And I think that, at least from my travels and my reporting, there is this huge disconnect for Republicans.
Let's talk about the election. Democrats say Tuesday was a mandate. Was it?
No. It was probably what was supposed to happen, right? Which is Democrats were supposed to win in blue states. The margins were probably higher in New Jersey, and that should be a wake-up call. I think it's definitely a warning about the economy for Republicans, that if people don't feel better in a year, this is going to continue. I think what Tuesday night was mostly was a warning to Democrats and a mandate for the socialist movement in America that there is now a real appetite for populism on the left. So if I was Hakeem Jeffries right now, the House Minority Leader, if I was Chuck Schumer, if I was any kind of normie Democrat, I would be very worried right now about my job in a getting primary.
Is this the sort of thing where you're going to see a lot more socialists come out on the Democratic side. And at the same time, you will have the GOP painting every Democrat as Zoran Mamdani?
Sure. And I think every Democrat should be made to answer for Zoran Mamdani in the same way every Republican has been made to answer for Marjorie Taylor Greene. And, when Marjorie Taylor Greene, Congresswoman of Georgia, says something crazy, every Republican has to answer for it. Same thing should happen for Democrats. And I think that is going to happen. Is John Ossoff in, say, Georgia going to be able to be sort of tied to Mamdani and the way that Republicans want him to? That kind of depends on what Mamdani does and how things go in New York City.
Let's for a moment talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is she running for president? She seems to have undergone some sort of transformation.
I have no idea. So I think she could try to run for president, as can lots of other people. That doesn't mean that she has a chance. I think it was the last person who went from the House. I don't even know the last person who went from the House to the White House.
It's been
Lincoln?
a while.
Yeah.
But what's going on with her? It is.
She was on The View this week.
Yeah, I saw her on News Nation too. She is a different person.
She had a good interview. I mean, she's done my show. She's done The Hill before, Blake's show. I think she's trying to widen her appeal, which is understandable. And she also has to figure out what she's going to do in Georgia. In whether she's going to try to run for Senate in 2 years or what she's going to try to do. So I think, to me, she wants to be as relevant as, say, AOC is, but is nowhere close. And she does not have the kind of constituency within the party that makes her a significant player.
In your warnotes.com newsletter, you have a prediction. I just wanted you to maybe share it with our audience about tariffs, the economy, and midterms next year.
Oh, it's very simple. If tariffs work the way Trump's promised, then Republicans will do very well in the midterms. If the economy is such that people feel like they're not getting ahead and like they don't have money at the end of the week, and when they go to the grocery store, they have to make choices about what they buy, it's going to be very bad for Republicans. And that isn't really a political statement. It's just an obvious statement that the economy, and I put that in air quotes for those not watching the live stream, is not what the stock market is. It's not what the economic numbers say. It's not the GDP divided by the cost of living times inflation minus real wage growth. It is how people feel. And that's what Democrats and Joe Biden didn't understand. And I thought, Donald Trump last night, and we did this on the show, Donald Trump last night said something along the lines of, we're just not, Republicans just aren't talking about the economy enough, not telling everybody how good it is. I seem to remember when Joe Biden and Democrats kept saying to everybody, the real problem is we're not talking about Biden economics enough. It's like laughable.
Okay, before we let you go, just quickly, I want to back it up. You referred to normie Democrats. Is there such thing as normie Democrats or Republicans anymore? Nothing's normal.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you would say like Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, but certainly Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi just retired. They were sort of normie Democrats, and I think you would have called Mitt Romney and Jeff Flake a normie Republican. This is before both parties have gone through, pre-populist revolution Democrats, pre-populist revolution Republicans.
All right, Leland Vittert, News Nation. Thanks for joining us live, A, this morning, and B, just thanks for joining us every week. Great to have you here.
Yeah, it's great to be back with you guys.
Have a great weekend. Leland Vittert, host of On Balance on News Nation.
Let's head over to the traffic desk. Here's Chris Sullivan.
A lot has happened since we've been talking to Leland on the roads right now. We have opened up westbound 410 in Sumner. So all lanes there at Valley Ave have reopened and the backup has gone away. So that is no longer a bother for you. And then once you get over to the 167 corridor, we start seeing a few more cars near Pacific. So we're up over 45 minutes to make that drive from Puyallup up to Renton. The other crash cleared as well, right there in the Fife area, right after 70th. It had been in the right lane. It's clear, but we're still backed up from from before the Puyallup River Bridge. It'll take a little bit for this to clean out. Got about a 25-minute trip up to Federal Way, but then you'll pick up the pace. Federal Way to Seattle's running under 40 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, the S-curves are kind of active, a little earlier than I might have expected. 23 minutes to get you up into Bellevue. Coming down from the north end, we do have a crash to tell you about right there at the Linwood split. There, it looks like the HOV lane is blocked right after 405. So kind of as you make that sweeping right-hand corner past the Mill Creek off-ramp, you've got this crash in the HOV lane. Not causing a huge problem as of yet, but give yourself 40 minutes to go from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This report brought to you by Kia of Everett. From the K4 to the Telluride to the EV9. Be ready this winter with amazing pricing, financing. Now's the time to buy a Kia at Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
Things are calming down weather-wise. Showers will end today. We might even see some peaks of sunshine for the afternoon. A high today of 54. Still looking nice and dry for the weekend. It's 49 in Seattle right now.
Coming up, the latest on the Seattle mayoral race, turning out to be a nail-biter. Luke Juicy joins us live next on Seattle's Morning News.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details. We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Your time is money. So why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:31. Well, anxiety is rising for air travelers today.
That's because an FAA order is forcing airlines to cut flights by 4% at the nation's busiest airports.
KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha is at SeaTac Airport.
The airlines are scrambling to adjust. They're required to refund customers whose flights are canceled, but not cover secondary costs like food, hotels, unless the delays or cancellations are in the airline's control. And with Thanksgiving holidays less than 3 weeks away, travelers are getting worried.
And there's big disruptions to life that might be more likely to find a solution. Hopefully these guys find solutions.
Now, in the Department of Transportation's order, 4% of flights cut today. That goes up to 6% on Tuesday, 8% on Thursday, and 10% a week from today.
A year ago, the federal government was pushing cash refunds for people who had their flights canceled. With that part of the story, here's KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas.
The Trump administration scrapped that. So here's what the other major airlines are doing. Delta, United, and Southwest say they are allowing rebooking for no fee and say if you want to cancel because you don't want to deal with this, go ahead, they'll refund you. Now, it's a little different for Frontier, American Airlines, and Alaska. They're not as accommodating here. They're waiving change fees only right now, and if your flight is canceled, you can rebook or get a refund.
Election update now. Bruce Harrell still leads Seattle's mayoral race, but the gap is shrinking.
Analysts say this is a classic Seattle trend. Later ballots lean progressive. With the update, here is KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Yeah, yesterday, Harrell held an 8-point lead over progressive challenger Katie Wilson. Today, that lead is down to just under 6 points. Turnout in neighborhoods like Capitol Hill could decide whether this comeback continues. And by all indications, there may have been a higher than expected voter turnout in this election. Only around 30,000 votes were counted yesterday. There are more than 100,000 to go, and we're all waiting to see what yesterday. We were all waiting to see what yesterday's ballot count told us. Now we know we're talking about a 2.5-point swing. But let's break that down a little bit, Charlie and Manda, to compare to the August primary, which understandably could be a little bit of apples and oranges. But during the primary, after the first ballot count, Wilson had a 1-point lead and ultimately beat Harrell by 10 points. So a 9-point swing in the primary. Now in the general, he's had an 8-point lead yesterday, now down to 6. If we're predicting another 9-point swing, well, that means Wilson wins, right, by 1 point. But again, apples and oranges. You know, do analysts think every vote from here on out will go for Wilson? Harrell needs about, I think, about between 30 and 40% of the rest of the vote count to maintain and win this one in a very close race. Or do we think Wilson's going to get 70 to 80% of every vote that's left uncounted right now? Is she going to win all of those? And she's the winner.
is something we are going to have to wait to find out.
Charlie.
I'm not going to go out on a limb.
Well, the next ballot count is, again, 4 o'clock this afternoon. But, just breaking down the numbers, it is one thing is for certain. This is going to be a very close race. We've been saying it, and it really is.
Luke, thank you. Time to get a check on traffic. Here's Sully.
And we are seeing vast improvement in the couple of places where we had crashes in Pierce County. Biggest one was northbound I-5 through the 5 curve there, right at 70th. We had a crash in the right lane. It's long gone. And we do have backups that go kind of from the Dome off and on past the Puyallup River Bridge. Still over 20 minutes to get you up to Federal Way, but that's really not too bad. And then Federal Way to Seattle's running under 40 minutes. The other crash, westbound 410 at Sumner, had it closed there. That's wide open now, and the backup is gone. You get over to the Valley Freeway. You've got about a 45-minute trip from Puyallup to Renton with the brake lights there through Pacific. And I'm looking for something on northbound 405 right around Sunset. We kind of went really hard red really quickly there, and so we've jumped up to about a half an hour to go from Renton to Bellevue. I could use a little help from my drivers. Let me know what you're seeing there. Coming down from the north end, we're still working with this crash on southbound I-5 right under 405 or just after that in Linwood. The HOV lane remains blocked. Not a huge amount of traffic there at this point. Still have about 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Lake Bridges are quiet, so is Olympia to Tacoma. This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Comedian Tom Segura is back November 29th at the Emerald Queen. Get ready for another night of nonstop laughs only at the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Our forecast, things are finally calming down. Showers tapering off, 54 our high for today, even some peaks of sunshine by afternoon. The weekend looks terrific. We'll see mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, but again, some peaks of sun, 57. No rain in the forecast for the weekend. Next chance of rain comes in on Monday. Right now it's 49 in Seattle.
6:36, time for the opening bell report. Senate Republicans are planning a different approach today in an attempt to end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Here's Jennifer Kuiper.
2 Republicans tell CBS News the Senate will have a vote to proceed with the House-passed short-term funding bill. If they get enough votes, they would then debate and amend that bill to extend the funding deadline several more weeks and include 3 full-year appropriations bills. The GOP hope is that moderate Democrats will at least proceed with the bill, amend it, and include some longer-term funding. Republicans would offer a separate vote on Obamacare policy later after the government reopens. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
At the request of the Justice Department, a federal judge dismissed the criminal case against Boeing over 2 deadly 737 MAX crashes 7 years ago.
Some family members of the plane crash victims call it a betrayal. Attorney Mark Lindquist represented those relatives in civil cases, but
many of the families are concerned that because Boeing was not held accountable in the criminal case, then Boeing isn't going to make the necessary changes.
Boeing has agreed to pay fines and step up quality control, but there will be no independent monitor to scrutinize Boeing production, and the company won't plead guilty to any criminal charges. Heather Bosch, KIRO Newsradio.
Intel is suing a software engineer from Seattle that it fired. The company says he stole some of their top secret files.
Bay Area News Group reports, according to Intel's lawsuit, which was filed here in Washington, the company put him on notice this past July that he was about to be fired. It's not clear why, but the company had said earlier in a regulatory filing it planned to cut its workforce this year. The suit says the first time he tried to steal files, he failed. But a few days later, he used more sophisticated tech and was able to download nearly 18,000 files, including some labeled top secret. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
A landmark Seattle restaurant will live on. 4 longtime employees of the Virginia Inn have taken ownership. They say they're proud to keep the 122-year-old establishment thriving as a woman, queer, and immigrant-owned business. The well-known Pike Place Market restaurant and bar was set to close permanently in April after a disagreement over its lease with the Pike Place Market Preservation and Development Authority. But the PDA changed course and the restaurant will stay open.
For a second straight month, the government shutdown will prevent the Labor Department from publishing its monthly employment situation report, which means investors are using other measures to get a good idea of how the jobs market is faring. Here's CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
Job search site Indeed has reported that the number of jobs available have fallen to the lowest level since February of 2021 during the pandemic. Just because there's a reduction in job openings doesn't necessarily mean bad news. It just means that companies are not hiring. But then there was the Challenger Gray and Christmas report that showed layoffs had jumped in the month of October. So taken together, these alternative measures are showing sluggish hiring and a frozen jobs market.
Trading is underway for the day on Wall Street, and stocks are lower. The Dow down about 230 points right now at 46,681. S&P 500 down 54. The Nasdaq is way off, down about 313.
And a word here for KIRO 7 News, live starting at 4. It's news that puts you there so you can see for yourself. News is happening now, so you're ready. News that investigates to get you answers. News that's local because where you live matters. Know more, know now on KIRO 7 News at 4, 5, and 6 p.m.
It's 6:39. What's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're going to take a look at 405 northbound through the Renton S-curves. Looking for a crash there. Need some help. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic coming up next.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living, and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, in your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
6:43 now. Let's check in with Chris Sullivan for traffic.
Yeah, I want to thank all my KIRO listeners who are letting me know that it's just volume on northbound 405 through those Renton S-curves. They haven't been able to find a crash all the way up past 30th where things clean out. So it looks like it's just volume, and it's pretty heavy from Renton on up to Bellevue. Is about a half an hour, just a little bit under maybe, depending on how you hit it. But yeah, those S-curves are active. Fortunately, behind that on the Valley Freeway, it's not too bad out of Auburn. It's under 20 minutes. However, you have a 50-minute trip total because of the brake lights you have going through Pacific because of the lane restriction there. Also seeing some slowing on eastbound 512 down the hill, but really not too bad. Olympia to Tacoma is nice and easy, and then Tacoma itself is really quieting down after that earlier crash in Fife, and Federal Way to Seattle's running right around 50. Down in Pierce County, just keep an eye out for, looks like we have a crash on 507 coming up from Yelm right before you get to the Y, so just plan on some braking there as you try to get up into and out of the Spanaway area. We're seeing the brake lights there in both directions. Up at the north end, we have cleared the crash in the HOV lane on southbound I-5 right there at Linwood. We do have a state trooper in the car still over on the left-hand shoulder. There are some brake lights a little bit down the way, but 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue is a good day, and we're looking great across the lake. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. The clearance sale ends soon. Save 25 to 75% and enjoy 18-month 0% financing. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Hopefully you have power this morning, and the winds are dying down. The showers are ending. 54 our high. We'll even see a little bit of sunshine for the afternoon as we wrap up the week. Weekend looks nice, dry. It'll be partly cloudy. 57 tomorrow, 61 on Sunday for football day, and then Monday we'll likely see some showers again. It's 49 in Seattle right now.
Starbucks apologizes after its latest holiday cup left fans empty-handed. Here's KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gashard.
It appears Starbucks just couldn't bear the outrage any longer. Just yesterday, the company released its Barista Cup. The 20-ounce glass cup is shaped like a teddy bear with a green beanie, but it sold out immediately, and customers were livid.
There were only 2 per store. First of all, it makes 0 sense for launching a product if you're only going to have 2 in store. I don't understand.
Some cups are being sold on eBay and Facebook Marketplace for hundreds of dollars. In a statement, Starbucks says the excitement for our merchandise exceeded our even biggest expectations. We understand many customers were excited and apologize for the disappointment this may have caused.
It's a hunk of glass.
Manda, I know your daughter went to Starbucks yesterday. Did she get it?
She did not. No, and she was very sad. But I said to her, it's a hunk of glass, honey.
I said it yesterday. The coffee's going to taste the same no matter what you put it in.
All right. Thank you, Katrina. 6:46 now on Seattle's Morning News. And coming up, you have your parenting segment coming up, right?
I sure do. What happens when grandparents go rogue?
Okay. That's on the way on Seattle's Morning News.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with help from WaFd Bank. WaFd Bank's business accounts and cash flow tools get you paid in hours, not weeks, so you can grow your business and meet your goals. You need a best bank. Visit wafdbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
What's your holiday tradition? For me, it's gathering with loved ones, sharing stories, laughter, and a meal that brings everyone together. It's a moment of joy, connection, and comfort. It's G. Scott here. For too many families in our community, this tradition is slipping away. Rising costs, tough times, and uncertainty means some neighbors won't have the same chance to enjoy a holiday meal. That's where we can make a difference. When you shop at Safeway, please consider donating to Nourishing Neighbors. This program provides grocery cards to families across Washington, distributed through food pantries, schools, and community centers, so people can shop with dignity and choose the foods that make their holidays special. It's not just about food. It's about restoring hope, pride, and the ability to celebrate. Your donation helps ensure every neighbor has a place at the table this season. So next time you're at Safeway, take a moment to give. Visit nourishingneighbors.com to learn more. That's nourishingneighbors.com. Together, we can nourish everyone and make sure no one is left out this holiday season.
You've been wiring pounds to a second wife in London.
It's not what it looks like.
And here she is now.
Sure it isn't.
Hello, darling.
Elizabeth?
Did you know our husband used a bank instead of Wise to send you money? What an imbecile.
Well,
see, even your secret wife knows that banks are slow and hide fees in overseas transfers.
Those cheaters.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. They're faster and they don't hide fees.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
For more than 50 years, the voice Seattle trusts. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
6:49 now. One mom says grandparents can break the rules when babysitting, and the internet has thoughts.
So do I. Here's KIRO Newsradio's Katrina Gashard.
Well, this is a parenting debate that's lighting up TikTok and stirring up family group chats everywhere. Mom and TikTok creator Lily Chapman has gone viral for her take on grandparents babysitting. This is her philosophy.
I think this is more like controversial or unique than I thought it was, but my take is basically, if you're watching my kid, you can do it your way.
Lily has a 14-month-old daughter and says she has 3 sets of grandparents and each have their own style.
As long as you're not crossing an explicit boundary that I've set that has to do with safety, I will not be complaining.
Lily only has what she calls 3 very strict safety boundaries. 1, grandparents need to cut her daughter's food into tiny, non-choke hazard pieces. 2, no surprise guests. And 3, safe sleep practices are non-negotiable. Otherwise, Lily says she has learned to just embrace the chaos.
My dad will send me pictures of my baby up 2 hours past her bedtime. I'm like, looks like you guys are having fun. I'll be like, oh my God, I hope my baby likes potatoes. And my mom will be like, well, she loves my french fries. And I'm like, hell yeah, sister. I'm strictly no screen time. But when Ruby's with her other grandpa and I get a picture of them watching a game, Ruby's cheering for the Rangers. Hell yeah, she is.
But not everyone is on board. One person shared her mother-in-law gave her baby button batteries in a container as a toy. Others chimed in saying not following nap and bedtime schedules is extremely disruptive to their weekday routines. But Lily said she just had to let go control. She wants people to enjoy watching her daughter, adding no one wants to babysit with a rule book in one hand and a crying baby in the other. We're all parents here. What are your thoughts on this? Should grandparents follow parents' rules or just do their own thing?
Nope, they have to do their own thing. I learned that very early on.
Yeah, from experience, grandparents are going to do their own thing anyway.
I'm alive. We're here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. At the same time, I think it's different than, let's say, a babysitter you're paying, right? I mean, because grandparents presumably are the best kind of babysitter, the free babysitter. So I think with that also comes a little bit of leeway.
Yes.
David?
Yeah, my mother-in-law is sort of our main grandparent watcher of the baby. She's so excited anytime she gets to see Gemma. And so, yeah, all bets are off. She gets to do whatever she wants, and Gemma adores her. So obviously something's working.
And what if Katrina were to drop off her kids with you, Sully? What would it be like?
It'd be
Katrina's
great.
rules, your rules?
We might have some issues because we probably have a few things around on the floor because it's been a while since we've had someone little, so we'd have to take care of that.
Hide the swords.
Yeah, the katanas would be put away. The cats would be put away to make, issues there. No,
Most of the katanas,
like
you have to leave one katana out just for fun.
Oh, just for fun. Maybe the Lego one. No, with this one, let the grandparents do that. We're so fortunate to have them spend time with your child.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, just let them.
Taking the time.
I mean, you don't want to push them away. Of course, you want them to be safe. I don't want them playing with, what those magnets.
Swords.
The little no, swords are fine. But so no, I think I'm on board with this one.
How's it worked out for you, Katrina?
Pretty well. We let them do their own thing and they love it. My kids adore their grandparents and they have their own language. So, I mean, if I'm preparing dinner, I'm like, oh, KIRO has, a chocolate before dinner. Well, it is what it is.
It's temporary, right? It's like a little mini vacation for the kids.
Oh, they love it. And they know the difference. Like, kids are very smart. They know when I'm at Grandma and Grandpa's house, I could do basically whatever I want. When I go back home, it's not the same. But such is life.
Katrina, love these features. Thank you. It's 6:53 now, and we need to get a check on traffic with Chris Sullivan.
And right now, everyone seems to be behaving out there, which is great. Maybe they all had great grandmas babysitting them along the way. We do have some braking on northbound 405 all the way up to about 44th now. There is a black SUV kind of over on the right-hand shoulder just over the fog line, which is slowing you down just a little bit at 44th, but overall just under a half an hour to make that drive from Renton to Bellevue's in a pretty good spot. Behind that, the Valley Freeway looks really good. except getting into Pacific. We've got a pretty sizable backup there through the lane restrictions. So 50 minutes from Puyallup up into Renton, but only 17 of that is out of Auburn. So that kind of tells you the disparity. Olympia to Tacoma, freeway speed for you guys the whole way. Tacoma itself is quiet. A couple of brake lights up the hill, but nothing to write home about. And then Federal Way to Seattle's running about 40 minutes. The heaviest part of that drive right there at the Michigan curve and past the West Seattle Bridge. Speaking of bridges, the lake bridges are quiet. No issues for you guys. Coming down from the north end, we still have this crash just after 405 on southbound I-5 over on the left-hand shoulder. HOV lane is back open again. We have a little bit of braking here and there to Seattle or Bellevue, but overall under 40 minutes for either one of those drives. That's a win. This report brought to you by AAA. AAA of Washington membership unlocks epic roadside rescues, hundreds of local perks and discounts, travel and insurance expertise, and somehow more. Join today.
Our forecast is the calm after the storm. The winds are dying down, the showers are ending, and we're going to see some peaks of sunshine by afternoon. A partly cloudy day for the most part. 54 today. The weekend looks nice, mostly cloudy tomorrow, but dry and 57. Some sunshine on Sunday and 61. And then on Monday, look for another chance of showers. It's 49 in Seattle right now.
Well, there goes my excuse about not having to do yard work.
Sorry, it's going to be beautiful. Might be, the choice time to do it.
Very true. Not a choice time to do it is turning down the volume at the airport with the cancellations happening at SeaTac. We're going to talk about what's happening there with KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey coming up at 7:04.
We're also going to hear from the head of Seattle-based nonprofit Lifelong, James Shackelford, about just what his organization is doing to support communities in need after the loss of SNAP benefits. That's at 7:15.
This is Seattle's Morning News.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a good-to-go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A good-to-go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
I just learned 10% of our electricity in Washington comes from nuclear energy.
I've heard it's reliable and has a small footprint, but what about the waste?
It's not what you might think. No overflowing dumpsters or leaking barrels. Used fuel is safely stored in solid form after powering homes, schools, and businesses for years. All nuclear power plants in the U.S. store their used fuel responsibly to protect the environment.
Where can I learn more?
You can learn about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com. Energy Northwest, powering our clean energy future.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult ones. What do you think has been the secret to your success?
Experience has taught us that to outperform the market, we needed to do things differently from the status quo, that we needed to do more. Our exclusive system covers innovative marketing locally and internationally, leading to more eyeballs on your home, better listing prep for better showings, negotiation strategies that eliminate pesky buyer contingencies, and generate stronger offers. Through our exclusive client programs, our sellers enjoy an extraordinary marketing experience utilizing techniques a traditional agent cannot offer.
So if you want to sell your home faster at a higher price and with fewer contingencies, if you want more, visit sellwithwest.com. Sellwithwest.com, a better way to sell your home.
Out at the Wilcox family farm, our hens roam freely on fresh green pasture. But that means predators like coyotes and eagles are always nearby. That's where our team of Great Pyrenees help out. These gentle giants were born to protect, and they become a part of our family. Raised alongside the chickens from puppyhood. Our hens are raised humanely, our practices are organic, and our promise is simple. Fresh eggs straight from our farm to your table. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS4KIDS.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Flight delays and cancellations are piling up. There are more than 1,900 so far on the first day of administration-ordered cuts at the airport. The 38-day-old shutdown has left air traffic controllers without pay. Many have been calling out. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy tells CBS News.
I have a number one job of keeping people safe. I've looked at data. I want to be preemptive, and I want to make sure people are safe in the system.
WBZ's James Rojas has been talking to passengers at the airport in Boston.
Benjamin wasn't feeling very confident after learning flights were going to be cut nationwide and here at Logan the day he's flying out.
I have to be at my sister's daughter, sweet 16, so not feel bad for whoever, their flight get canceled or delayed.
Jody feels like with things out of her control, she's going with the flow.
I'm just going to let whatever happens.
It's been a week since SNAP recipients received food benefits from the government. A judge has ordered the administration to restore them in their entirety. Correspondent Weijia Jiang at the White House.
The DOJ almost immediately appealed the ruling, so now what's still unclear is whether in the meantime, as that court process plays out, whether the administration will provide the full benefits that the judge ordered.
New legal complaints are blaming a chatbot for encouraging people to harm themselves.
7 lawsuits, including 4 wrongful death lawsuits, have been filed against OpenAI, claiming the company's hugely popular ChatGPT led to mental health breakdowns. The cases filed in California state courts allege that ChatGPT, which is used by 800 million people, is a flawed product. The lawsuits blame ChatGPT for suicides and harmful delusions. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
There's a big recall at Honda over what could turn into a serious issue. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert has details from Detroit.
The problem could allow the wheels to detach. There are no reports of that happening in real life. The problem was found during an inspection.
It's been guiding farmers and just plain folks for more than 200 years.
Let's consult the 2026 Farmer's Almanac Extended Winter Weather Forecast.
The almanac is shutting down operations. CBS's Peter King.
As recently as 2017, the company reported more than 2 million copies sold. The Farmer's Almanac's publisher says it's ending its long run because of financial challenges of producing and distributing the book in a chaotic media environment.
The Dow is down 147 points in early trading. NASDAQ off 261. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Let's check the Friday morning commute. Here's Chris Sullivan.
And all in all, it's a Friday light now after we had a couple of crashes early last hour that cleared. We're kind of cruising along nicely, which is good. I mean, it is heavy through the Renton S-curves. We have a stalled SUV right by the 44th off-ramp there. But overall, I mean, if you're under 30 minutes to get into Bellevue, you're having a good day. Behind that on the Valley Freeway, it's still pretty thick through the Pacific area where we lose the lane for the construction zone there. And we're looking at about a 47, 48-minute trip up into Renton out of Puyallup. That's pretty good. Northbound I-5 from Federal Way to Seattle, you're going to see about a 42, 43-minute trip. They're starting to see a few more brake lights past the West Seattle Bridge and I-90. For those of you going southbound on I-5, just south of the West Seattle Bridge, our good friend Johnny from Mill Creek let us know a little debris in the roadway there, and I am seeing a little slowdown there. I think DOT got on it pretty quickly, but thanks, Johnny, for cluing me into that. Coming down from the north end, we're still cruising 40 minutes or less from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This report brought to you by Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts at early payday with direct deposit. You can learn more at globalcu.org.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 7:04, and our big story this morning, flights across the country are being cut.
The FAA is grounding roughly 4% of airline trips to reduce congestion and keep skies safer. And if the government shutdown continues, that number will jump to 10% of flights.
And following this story, bringing us the latest is KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Yeah, SeaTac is one of 40 major airports around the country being impacted by this cutback. Let's take a look at the latest numbers. Right now in FlightAware, here's what I'm seeing. 36 delays right now at SeaTac. Total cancellations around 27 flights right now. The biggest hit airline by far is Alaska Airlines. Makes sense. This is their hub. But this also includes not only just cargo, but also international flights, international airlines as well. There are a lot of delays and cancellations going on right now. 4% of all flights at those 40 airports for now. That will jump to 10% by next week. The big concern for the FAA and Department of Transportation, air traffic controllers, staffing issues, and fatigue. Well, this morning, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy asked controllers to step up and go to work, even if they're not getting paid. He also told Congress to end their shutdown.
I think they should be here all weekend, every week, working on deals to open up the government. And I'll just tell you, Republicans have voted 14 times to open up the government. Democrats have to figure out, what do they want? Leverage is not an answer.
Meanwhile, as you can imagine, people planning flying on home for the Thanksgiving holiday tell KIRO 7 TV, they're pretty worried about that.
Here's hoping that they get it together so people can be with their families for Thanksgiving.
Stock prices for every major airline are down this morning. They're pushing Congress to end the shutdown, including home base Alaska Airlines. A spokesperson saying they're waiting for more guidance from the FAA. So, now, Charlie, man, it's planes, but mostly trains and automobiles, right? I mean, people are already looking for alternatives. Hertz says their rentals surged 20% this week. Can you imagine what's going to happen Thanksgiving?
Keep an eye on it. Thank you, Luke. It's 7:06 now. Bruce Harrell still leads Seattle's mayoral race, but the gap is shrinking. His margin over Katie Wilson dropped from 8 points on election night to now less than 6.
Analysts say this is a classic Seattle trend. Later ballots lean progressive. Wilson won the latest batch with 52%, but she needs closer to 55% of the remaining votes to catch up. Turnout in neighborhoods like Capitol Hill could decide whether this comeback continues. Only around 30,000 votes were counted yesterday. There are more than 100,000 to go. The next ballot count will come in at 4 this afternoon.
Anders Ibsen will be the next mayor of Tacoma. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas.
John Hines conceding to the former council member. Ibsen has held the majority vote since election night. Now, in a statement, Hines says in part, quote, "It's clear from the results that this election did not go our way. I offer Mayor-elect Ibsen my congratulations, and I look forward to working with him collaboratively in my continuing role as a city council member," end quote.
Seattle's morning news. Always live, always connected. Stream, watch, subscribe, and share at mynorthwest.com.
7:07 now. Thanks for joining us on this Friday, November 7th. Manda, a lot of emergency construction on your block overnight. How you feeling?
I'm sorry, what? I'm half asleep, frankly. It was emergency power. Apparently, a power pole was about to go down, and so they had to get it out of there before it fell on someone's house. Well, it happened to be right across the street, And so the construction started at 7 o'clock last night, which is when I normally go to bed.
Yeah.
And it lasted until about 1 this morning.
Well, it's quiet construction equipment.
No. Removing a power pole is not quiet. Anyway, so I'm grumpy, but it's Friday.
Okay.
So we're all going to get through it together.
I'm glad you're here. Sully's here. Producer David. Nick is out in the control room picking our music. And Katrina is in the newsroom keeping an eye on the headlines.
And coming up this hour, thousands of Washington residents losing their SNAP benefits. We're hearing from nonprofits around the state about what they're doing to reach those in need and how you can help. We talk with James Shackelford, CEO of the Seattle-based organization Lifelong, about their response to those communities in need.
Plus, in today's commentary, it appears lawmakers in Olympia have maybe gotten the memo that more spending is not the answer.
And G. Scott's going to stop by with a preview of this weekend's Seahawks divisional matchup against the Cardinals.
It's 7:09 here on Seattle's Morning News. King County prosecutors have charged 57-year-old Mark Anthony Russ with first-degree murder with sexual motivation. He is the man believed responsible for the 1994 killing of 14-year-old Tanya Frazier on Capitol Hill. Here's KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch.
Prosecutors say Russ has a long criminal history and is an unregistered sex offender. Frazier was last seen walking from Meany Middle School, and Russ's mother lived right across the street. Ultimately, prosecutors say advances in DNA technology led to the arrest. Here's Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
It's just so heartbreaking to know that this happened and that her family anguished for so long wondering who did it.
If convicted, Russ faces what amounts to a life sentence. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Federal prosecutors say a Washington teenager is among 8 suspects in a failed ISIS-inspired terror plot in Michigan. The FBI says they helped plan Halloween weekend attacks.
Alina Haba, acting U.S. Attorney for the District of New Jersey, says 19-year-old Saeed Ali Murreh of Kent, along with other suspects, including one from her state, used encrypted messages to plan travel to Turkey and then Syria to join ISIS fighters.
They discussed detailed travel plans, physical training, weapons including firearms and IEDs.
Investigators say the group stockpiled weapons and that they were targeting gay bars and an amusement park. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Believe it or not, wildfires are still burning in Washington state, and according to new research, pregnant women should take note.
A new study shows pregnant women exposed to wildfire smoke had a higher risk of preterm birth. Pediatrician Catherine Carr says inhaled smoke particles entering a woman's bloodstream might interfere with the placenta's development. And Carr, among researchers who analyzed 20,000 births over years, says this isn't an isolated issue.
Virtually all the women had at least one day with some small particles from wildfire smoke.
In an interview provided by UW Medicine, Carr urges pregnant women to check the air quality and take precautions. Heather Bosch, KIRO News Radio.
There is heartbreaking news from the University of Washington women's soccer program. Goalkeeper Mia Hammond died yesterday after battling an aggressive form of kidney cancer. She was only 21. Coach Nicole Van Dyke called Mia the heart of our program, praising her courage and kindness. Hammond stepped away from the team in April after her stage 4 diagnosis, but kept supporting her team. She was a standout junior, helping the Huskies reach the Big Ten semifinals last season. Husky Stadium, if you passed it last night, you noticed it was glowing orange in her honor. That's the color used to bring awareness to kidney cancer.
Seattle's newest women's hockey team just made a splash.
With each drop of rain, each bead of mist, each flake of snow, a cascade of energy, an abundance of power shaping the land.
This is some dramatic music. The PWHL franchise will hit the ice as the Seattle Torrent. It's inspired by the region's fierce rivers and bold spirit. The Torrent's first showdown is November 21st in Vancouver, and they'll make their home debut fiercely, torrently, November 28th at the Climate Pledge.
It's a pretty cool logo. I like it.
Yeah, I love it.
It's 7:12. Time for a check on the weather. It's brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors, and KIRO 7 TV's Nick Allard is with us.
Good morning. Right now, it's a pretty calm morning. We just have some patchy areas with showers farther south right now, especially around, say, Olympia, Gig Harbor, Tacoma, but not much. And I really think these showers are going to end. Had a few earlier over like the northwest interior of the state as well, but again, those are on the way out as well. So I don't think you'll have that much more. When you head out, you'll notice it is a little bit cooler compared to this time yesterday in the 40s, and we do have some sun. So we're kind of in that partly cloudy to mostly cloudy range, depending on where you are, because Seattle's got all sorts of sunshine. And then you go farther north and south, and it's mostly cloudy, so it's split. Bottom line, though, nice day, drying out. Just a few showers early and then mainly dry this afternoon. We'll get to the mid and upper 50s. Tomorrow also looks dry, just mostly cloudy, and then partly to mostly cloudy on Seahawks Sunday, which is also going to be a fine day because it'll be dry. It looks like a pretty good day for a game. If you can't go there, by the way, you can also watch it on KIRO 7, and you can also just call me DJ Shameless Self-Promotion.
Okay, DJ. Thank you. Have a great weekend. It's 49 in Seattle right now.
7:13. A person who would never promote himself is Chris Sullivan at the traffic desk.
That is very true. Though I will shamelessly and forever plug my son and whatever he's doing. Looking at the drive now, we're in pretty good shape right now. Only one road is kind of misbehaving, and that's northbound 405 from Renton on up through about 44th. We still have a SUV over on the right-hand side of the road, just over the fog line a bit, right at 44th. So that's what's causing you the brake lights. You've got about a 30-minute trip from Renton to Bellevue, maybe a little bit under. So all in all, not too bad. Behind that on the Valley Freeway, it's under 20 minutes out of Auburn, but still 50 all the way from the Puyallup area. We do certainly have the brake lights through Pacific that we've gotten used to. Most of Pierce County, Thurston County all look really good as well. Federal Way to Seattle, a few more brake lights past the West Seattle Bridge, so just a hair over 40 minutes to make the drive. The lake bridges are still quiet. Coming down from the north end, 40 minutes or less from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This traffic report brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
It's 7:14. We are learning more about a pricey piece of plumbing going up for sale. Here's KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gashard with the update.
The New York Times did some sleuthing and discovered that the 18-karat gold toilet hitting the auction block later this month is currently owned by billionaire Steve Cohen. He's the owner of the New York Mets. The bidding at Sotheby's will begin at about $10 million. And fun fact, a twin toilet was stolen from Winston Churchill's family palace 6 years ago, and it was never recovered.
A twin toilet.
I was just going to
Is this like that SNL sketch where you're able to look into each other's eyes? No?
No, not quite. Sorry.
Twin.
Okay.
7:15. Thank you, Katrina.
Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime.
Seattle's Morning News, wherever you are.
Thousands of Washingtonians and millions of Americans are being left wondering where their next meal will come from, as SNAP benefits were halted beginning November 1st due to the ongoing government shutdown. Well, now, Seattle-based health and social services nonprofit Lifelong is stepping in to help affected people in the city, and Lifelong CEO James Shackelford joins us now on Seattle's Morning News. Thanks for joining us, James.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
James, good morning. In your words, can you just explain the situation right now?
Yeah, so as a result of the government shutdown, SNAP funding basically is not funded in this time. So as of November 1st, as you mentioned, folks, 42 million Americans across the country who were relying on SNAP benefits to access food and nutrition don't know when those benefits will arrive, if they will arrive. The government at this point has said that they're willing to fund half of what those benefits might have been for a recipient, which could be around $90 a month. But the government has said that basically that could take several weeks up to several months for recipients to actually receive the funding that they use to access food and nutrition.
So how are you stepping in?
Yeah, so Lifelong, we serve clients. We have a home delivery method that we use today, and so we're stepping in. We're thankful to the Mayor Harrell and to the City of Seattle for authorizing emergency funds. So earlier this week, we received word that Lifelong, our Chicken Soup Brigade, which is our food program, will receive additional funds. So we're working as hard as we can to figure out how to best both add additional food and groceries and meals to our existing clients. We're also opening up, reaching out across the community to basically ask community organizations to serve as community distribution points, pickup points, where we can deliver additional groceries to pickup points so that folks across the community can access additional food and nutrition services and food.
A lot of people were already struggling before the loss of SNAP benefits. How busy are you, and how are you picking up the slack? Like I said, I mean, it's already a tough time.
Yeah, it is. And in the best of times, the resources weren't enough to provide enough food and nutrition for clients. And even our programs, we're not able to meet 100% of the need. Our clients may be receiving one meal a day from our program, and so they're already trying to figure out how to supplement to other programs like SNAP, like WIC, to be able to access food and nutrition. And so Lifelong was founded in the beginning in the 80s out of crisis, out of the HIV crisis. And so 43 years later, this is kind of how we're back in. We're still in the same fight, helping people access food and housing, nutrition, medications. And so for us, we have this unique model because when you think about SNAP recipients, largely it's older Americans, disabled Americans, people with families. And so there are barriers to how they can get out of the house. And you think about our model specifically, we're doing home delivery in the bulk of our model. So ramping that up, but also trying to think about, okay, how do we create new community pickup spots where we can deliver food and groceries and then allow the community to come in and pick them up. So we're trying to innovate in that way.
James, it sounds like you're having to scale up here too. Give us an idea how many folks you have been working with and what this new paradigm looks like for you.
Yeah. So on our meal program, we do about 200,000 meals a year. On our grocery delivery program, 50, 60,000 groceries. So we're serving somewhere 2,000 clients in a year, somewhere in that neighborhood. I think it's a bit of an unknown. Our clients that are in our food program are qualifying. They're around 200% of the federal poverty level, which is around $31,000 a year in income for a household of one. So 30,000 annual household. That's kind of where our clients are. And like I said, our clients are piecing their meal access together. And so we don't have an exact picture, but all of our clients would qualify for SNAP. So trying to expand that client base that we have and reach out and add new clients into the mix. It's an unknown because 42,900,000 Washingtonians are on SNAP today. And so the need is great.
Does Lifelong itself depend on federal funds? And has there been any change in funding level for you recently?
We do. Yeah, we do. So we receive federal funding. We receive federal, city, and state funding in different ways. And on the funding side, right now everything is pretty well flat, and so we'll take that. It's not, like I said, even in the best of times, the resources weren't enough. We have 1,000-person wait list for our food program as it is today. And even just since SNAP funding has not been available since the 1st of November, we've already 4 days in, we've received half of our monthly volume, what we would normally receive. We've received half of that volume in calls for people trying to access food and nutrition already. And so trying to allocate for that.
One of the big things Lifelong does is also helps with community health access. How are you incorporating that into what you're doing now?
Yeah, and so that's right. We have case management programs. We have an aging and disability program. And so we're looking across all of our clients. We serve 7,000 to 8,000 clients across the state today. So looking across all of our programs and trying to add that outreach and say, you may be in our case management program or in our aging and disability program. How are we also stepping in this moment to help you access additional food resources? So we're looking across the entire spectrum of our client and across the state to be able to try to jump in and meet the need.
What can we and our listeners do to help?
Yeah, so we're creating a landing page where we've launched a landing page that's lifelong.org/SNAP, SASNAP. And so if you know a community-based organization that would be willing to serve as a community pickup point for groceries, we'd love to talk with them and be able to deliver bulk grocery deliveries there, where then the community can meet there and pick up their groceries. We're always interested in additional support. This organization, Lifelong, was founded as a community-based grassroots organization that rose up out of crisis. And so support through volunteering, hosting events, certainly financial contributions so that we can then turn that into food and help people access the care that they need. Those are all ways to get involved with Lifelong.
Thank you so much for your time today and best of luck to you.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
Take
guys.
care.
7:22 now here on Seattle's Morning News, and it's just about time for traffic on the threes. Let's check in with Sully.
And we got a new crash to tell you about, our second one in the morning, right around the Fife area on northbound I-5. This one's a little bit further north, closer to Porter Way, right about the county line. We've got the left lane blocked and a backup that extends now back before 70th, so a couple of minutes lost there. The backup isn't too big at this point. I'm hoping they can get this over to the shoulder or use the gore point there where the HOV lane splits off. But either way, this one's fresh, and it's causing a couple of minutes worth of a delay. Once you get through that, though, a little over 40 minutes to go from Federal Way to Seattle, seeing a little bit more braking right past the Michigan curve and the West Seattle Bridge. But by most days' standards, certainly Friday light. And the rest of the map, Olympia, Tacoma looks really good. Back and forth between Port Orchard and Tacoma looks great. 18 over Tiger Mountain's not bad too yet. Looking at the Puyallup to Renton Drive, about 45 to 48 minutes, depending on how you hit the volume right there at the Pacific Lane restriction. The rest of the way on up's not bad. The Renton S-curves are active. By the time you're up to about 44th, it thins out. There's still that SUV over on the right shoulder, right at 44th. Coming down from the north end, a quiet drive, under 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Maybe about 42 minutes now down into Bellevue because of brake lights through Bothell. Lake Bridges, though, are quiet. This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Comedian Tom Segura is back November 29th at the Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready for another night of nonstop laughs only at the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
The weather is calming down. We're going to see showers tapering off. 54 the high. The winds have died down. For the weekend, not bad. Tomorrow should be mostly cloudy but dry. Sunday, some peaks of sunshine and 61. Next chance of showers rolls in on Monday. Right now, it's 48 in Seattle.
Coming up, KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey on the tight race for Seattle mayor. Yesterday's ballot count brought the two candidates even closer. What can we expect over the weekend? We'll hear from Luke.
And you have a commentary on the way.
The unlimited spending may finally be over in the state's capital. We'll talk about it at 7:35.
This is Seattle's Morning News.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Then you gotta check out The Reset. Hey, it's G. Scott, and every week, me and my co-host and Seahawks great Brandon Meebane talk Seahawks. We break down the matchups, and we're joined by former Seahawks players.
From Lakewood to Lombardi, Seahawks champion, my main man, Jermaine Kearse.
What up, G? Watch The Reset live on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
If your commercial building is over 20,000 square feet, Washington's Clean Buildings Law not only probably applies to you, but goes into effect as soon as July of 2026. Puget Sound Energy's free Clean Buildings Accelerator is here to help. You'll get step-by-step guidance, easy energy tracking tools, ready-to-use plan templates, and a year of ongoing support. It's a simple way to save energy and lower costs. Sign up at pse.com/clean buildings.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed, and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with good-to-go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a good-to-go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
If your closets are bursting at the seams like the Curly household, it's time to call the pros at Closets by Design Seattle. Every job is completely custom. Free in-home design consultation. Right now, they're offering big savings up to 40% off, plus an additional 15% off with 18 months financing and free installation. You're getting the quality and backing of a national brand, but with friendly local Seattle service. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule your free in-home design consultation today.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well,
I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us, clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Fred Meyer, QFC, or Amazon Fresh. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
The first few steps that I took in the morning were pretty painful.
This is Carlos.
I mean, I had been told by multiple orthopedic surgeons that there was no alternative for me.
That wasn't what he wanted to hear. You see, Carlos is an active guy.
I played basketball, and for 3 to 4 days after, my knees would just be so swollen. And now I can play basketball, and there is no swelling. There is no pain in the knees.
No swelling, no pain, because Carlos went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm just happy to be able to be out there. And then knowing that tomorrow I am not going to suffer for this.
What do you say to your friends and family who are in pain?
I say, I had horrible knee pain and stem cells really work for me. You might want to go to Dr. Wagner, just get a consultation before you have surgery.
Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from Eastlake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 7:30. Well, today you may face longer lines and fewer options as airlines start cutting flights.
The FAA has ordered a 4% reduction in flights to ease congestion and improve safety. And KIRO 7 TV's Ranjay Sinha is at SeaTac Airport.
We're seeing 28 delays, 27 cancellations. In the last week, SEA has had about 1,000 flights a day. So this FAA reduction means dozens of flights will be cut. Now, in the Department of Transportation's order, 4% of flights cut today. That goes up to 6% on Tuesday, 8% on Thursday, and 10% a week from today.
Here's hoping that they get it together so people can be with their families for Thanksgiving.
Alaska says it cut routes on its high-frequency routes. And travel experts suggest that you book with the airline. That way, it is easier to make flight changes. Also, they're recommending avoiding layovers if at all possible.
And now the latest on the election. Bruce Harrell still leads Seattle's mayoral race, but that gap is shrinking.
Analysts say this is a classic Seattle trend. Later ballots lean progressive. And KIRO Newsradio's Luke Duzzi is here with the very latest.
Yeah, yesterday Harrell had an 8-point lead over progressive challenger Katie Wilson. Well, today that lead is down to just under 6 points. Turnout in neighborhoods like Capitol Hill could decide whether this comeback continues. And by all indications, there may have been higher than expected voter turnout. Only around 30,000 votes were counted yesterday. There are more than 100,000 left to go. So we just saw a 2.5-point swing in this race between the first ballot count and the second ballot count in the primary. And this may be a little apples and oranges, of course, but we saw a 9-point swing in the primary between the first ballot count and the final tally. If we see that again, Wilson wins this race by a point. Wilson won the latest batch by 52%. She needs to win these batches, however, by about 55% to catch up and then perhaps win by 1 point. So the big question is, can Harrell hang on? It's going to be really close. And this just in on X, it looks like Katie Wilson just put out a message here to everyone, and it says, it's captioned and titled, "It's a nail biter, folks." But she says in here, and I wanted to kind of break down this statement as well, King County is counting ballots much more slowly than normal this year, comma, so we didn't quite see the bump that we were hoping for today, but it's still good news. So, it's debatable whether or not it's just because King County is counting slowly or slower than normal, or if they just got more votes and they've got it and they're trying to process as quickly as possible. But for what I'm inferring from this, that slower than normal, so we didn't quite see the bump, it looks like Wilson's camp is saying that because they think this process of counting is slow, that's why they're not seeing the gap close as quickly as they'd like, but it presumes that they think this gap will close, which is also very interesting from their perspective. We'll see. There's another ballot drop today at 4.
Thanks, Luke. We'll keep an eye on it. Busy weekend ahead for sure. 7:33 now. Here's Sully.
And we are continuing to work with about a 10-minute delay on northbound I-5 as we work our way through Tacoma, Fife, and then up towards Porter Way in the county line. Crashed in the left-hand lane and a lot of action on the left-hand side of the HOV lane as well. And so we are backing up towards the Puyallup River again. So give yourself about 25 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way. That's about 10 or 12 minutes slower than you might expect. Then once you get through that, it's a relatively normal Friday day for Federal Way to Seattle, with brake lights past the north end of Boeing Field and the West Seattle Bridge. We're up to a half an hour from South Center, which makes us about 45 minutes all the way from Puyallup. Puyallup to Renton is running right around 50 minutes with the brake lights through Pacific. After that, it's really not too bad till you get right to the 405 corridor. The Renton S-curves have been very active today. We're at a half an hour up into Bellevue. Still have a stalled SUV just past 44th that they're trying to get out of there. Lake bridges are quiet coming down from the north end. You've got about 44 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. There are some brake lights there as you work your way through Canyon Park and further south. For I-5, we do have brake lights there right at the Linwood Split. About 42 minutes for your drive from Everett to Seattle. This report brought to you by Kia of Everett. From the K4 to the Telluride to the EV9. Be ready for winter. This amazing pricing, financing. Now's the time to buy a Kia at Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
After a wild couple of days weather-wise, we're going to see things calm down today. The showers are ending. We're going to hit a high of 54. Some sun breaks for the afternoon. The winds have died down. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy but dry and 57. Partly cloudy for your Sunday, warming up to 61. Showers return on Monday. Right now, it's 48 in Seattle.
Seattle's morning news on KIRO Newsradio.
7:35 now, time for this morning's commentary. And I just read something in the Washington State Standard that made me wonder if Democrats in Olympia are finally seeing what the rest of us have been seeing for years. Senator June Robinson, who chairs the Senate Ways and Means Committee, just sent an email to her colleagues with a simple message. Don't even bother asking for new funding. The cupboard is bare. We are broke. In a note to her colleagues, this is what she wrote. I will not be soliciting or accepting any member requests for the operating budget. So this is remarkable, not because the state is out of money, but because someone in leadership is finally admitting we can't keep spending like we have been. The numbers tell the story. Our state budget has more than doubled in the past decade, from around $38 billion to now nearly $78 billion. We didn't double our population. We didn't double our economy. We just doubled our spending. And now, with the economy getting wobbly and federal uncertainty looming, Senator Robbins says we're billions short, not millions, billions. This crisis comes after lawmakers approved $4 billion in new and higher taxes just this year. The capital gains tax, the payroll tax, the increased business taxes, they squeezed every tax source they could find, and it still wasn't enough because the problem was never revenue. It was spending. Robinson told the Standard, we don't have money to pay for what is needed, let alone new spending. Okay, and who decided what was needed? Every program, every expansion, every new initiative was sold as essential by state lawmakers. Now, suddenly, they're discovering what every household already knows. Everything can't be essential. Even Republican Senator Chris Gilden, who you'd expect to criticize, actually praised Robinson for setting realistic expectations. He wrote to his Senate colleagues on Wednesday that, I'm quoting here, "I thought she did a good job in making clear that the budget is not in good shape. It was a wise move to set expectations." Well, how about that? A glimmer of bipartisan unity. But I do worry. The solution they're considering isn't just cutting spending. They're already floating the idea of more taxes in this economy, with families already struggling with inflation, with businesses already announcing layoffs and bracing for what could be a bumpy 2026. This isn't the time for new taxes. When consumer spending is weak and businesses are uncertain about next year, raising taxes only makes things worse. Families are already stretched thin. We just raised $4 billion in new taxes, and it wasn't enough because we never addressed the real problem, spending. The good news is that Senator Robinson seems to understand this. Her willingness to say no to new spending is exactly the kind of discipline we need. If lawmakers can hold that line and make the tough cuts now, we might actually emerge from this with a sustainable budget. It won't be easy, but at least we're finally having an honest conversation about it. And that's a commentary for November 7th, 2025. You can text us at 888-973-5476, and you can always leave a comment at mynorthwest.com.
It's 7:39. Here's a random note in case you missed it. History was made on the hardwood in Gainesville, Florida last night.
Olivier Rioux has just taken the shirt off, and he's getting set to not only enter this game, but break the record officially for tallest basketball player. This is as loud as it's been all night.
Sound courtesy of ESPN. Florida's Olivier Rioux checked in late during the game in the win over North Florida. He is a 7'9" freshman. Ooh. Now the tallest player ever in college hoops. He's also the world's tallest teenager. Didn't score, but said the support from his teammates and fans was amazing. When asked about making history, Rioux said, quote, "It's another day, I guess."
7'9".
7'9". He's huge.
For reference, Yao Ming, who I grew up thinking was the tallest player ever, 7'5".
Yeah.
7'6", maybe on a good day.
A 7'9" teenager.
We're calling him Shorty Ming now. 7:40 now. Let's head over to Sully at the traffic desk.
We now have 2 lanes blocked northbound I-5 as we work our way out of Fife. I'll break it down for you next.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
7:43 now. Chris Sullivan is watching your Friday morning drive.
And we are still working with our crash on northbound I-5 as you work your way up past Porter Way out of Fife. We're backed up to about the Puyallup River Bridge. We've got about a 25-minute trip from Tacoma to Federal Way. This crash is blocking the HOV lane and the left general purpose lane at last check. They may just be over now on the far HOV lane side, but it's a pretty sizable backup to deal with. So plan on a few extra minutes there. And then through that, we've got a Federal Way to Seattle Drive, about 45 minutes. We've got 30 of those minutes from South Center. Northbound 167 continues to see the brake lights in Pacific. Nothing should shock you there. 50 minutes to make the drive, and then Renton to Bellevue is about 32 minutes. Across the lake, we're still quiet. Coming down from the north end, we've got about a 45-minute clip from Everett down to Bellevue as the brake lights are there through Bothell. For I-5, it's a little under 45 minutes, so not too bad. If I didn't mention it, Olympia to Tacoma, nice and easy. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast much calmer for your Fridays. We wrap up the week, even some sunshine by afternoon. The showers are drying out. 54 for today. Tomorrow looks mostly cloudy but dry and 57. Sunday, we'll see more in the way of sunshine, warming up to 61 for game day at Lumen Field. Showers are back on Monday. Right now it's 48 in Seattle.
All right, this is pretty cool. Sully, you will like this, I think. Some mischievous little monsters are coming back, and Katrina has the story.
Alrighty, Warner Brothers confirmed a third Gremlins is officially in the works.
Ooh.
And just in case you forgot,
if you expose it to the light, you may hurt it. If you get it wet, it will multiply.
All that from water? They got wet?
No, plain water. And most important, no matter how much they beg, never, never let them eat after midnight.
the original screenwriter Chris Columbus and original director Steven Spielberg are on board for the project. Gremlins 3 is going to come out sometime in 2027.
Didn't see number 2.
Yeah.
But if Phoebe Cates is in this, like Gremlins 1, then I think I'm down.
My dad dropped me off at the Gremlins movie thinking it was a kid's movie. I was like 10.
Good move. That's awesome.
Right. Okay, thank you, Katrina. Coming up on Seattle's Morning News, we're going to check in with G. Scott.
Oh, yeah, he wants to talk Hawks. So will the team stay hot in a divisional matchup against the Arizona Cardinals? We'll ask G next on Seattle's Morning News.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime on mynorthwest.com.
Well, speaking of gremlins.
No. He's a Tasmanian devil.
Oh, my bad.
Two totally different things, Charlie.
Hey, yeah.
Gee, Scott, good morning, my friend.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Good morning to all the 745 folks. I know it's early to have too much G. Just think of it as like 4 or 5 shots.
There's no such thing as too much G.
You excited for this Sunday, G?
I'm excited for you to change your profile picture to G Scott. Boy, you ready for that? Okay, let's get back to this Sunday. Yeah, I am. Seahawks play against the Arizona Cardinals. There's some things that I feel comfortable about this game. The Arizona Cardinals do call the Seahawks daddy, if you will. And sometimes, by the way, if you do call your significant other daddy, I don't judge you. But usually when you are called daddy, right, that's because you usually pay the cost to be the boss. And the Seahawks have won 8 in a row against the Arizona Cardinals. As a matter of fact, have you ever met an Arizona Cardinals fan? I mean, like, you've been walking down the street like, oh my gosh, it's a Cardinals fan. They don't even exist. You know what I'm saying? They just got a bunch of Applebee's and Chili's down in Arizona. Anyways.
Easy on Applebee's, dude.
Yeah, I mean.
Easy.
Yeah, okay. Is that your spot, bruh?
Oh, yeah. After 9 o'clock, we call it the B.
No more apples for you, huh?
Nope. No Dollarita night. Woo!
So they're coming into town. But as you all know, it's like this thing right now where the Seahawks do really well on the road. Yeah. But, man, did they be tripping at the crib?
Tripping at the crib.
You know
Just what I was going to say.
I know you was going to say that. So this is a game right now. The Seahawks are 6-2. Right? They're playing good football. They come off a bye week. They took their belt off against the Commanders. I mean, Mike McDonald took his belt off, you know what I'm saying, and got busy out there against the Commanders. But they got to win this game because the thing is in this division right now, this is still a division rival. The Cardinals are still there. The Rams are still there, and so are the San Francisco 49ers. And the San Francisco 49ers, for some reason, they keep winning, even though they got the whole team hurt, and the Rams keep winning as well. So, Seahawks, if they really want to be considered a real contender, they got to win this game at home.
Well, when you talk about beatdowns, I mean, the Cardinals kind of beat down the Cowboys with Jacoby Brissett, the backup quarterback for the Cardinals, playing on Monday. So this is you can't take this laying down. Like this is potentially a trap game. I think they really got to take this seriously.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up that point because right now their starting quarterback, Kyler Murray, is out. They lost their starting running back at the beginning of the season in James Conner. That was huge. But the thing is about this Cardinals team, this is kind of bad news for the Seahawks that their starting quarterback is out. Let me explain. It would be like the new stepdaddy doing things that the real daddy didn't do. Jacoby Brissett does things that the daddy don't do. They play better with him. I have some very good sources, very close to the team that's actually on the team. They can't stand Kyler Murray. They don't like him at all. He's the dad that comes home that nobody wants to talk to. They just wait for him to go to bed. Kyler Murray is not liked.
It's so weird. He's such a talented quarterback. You would think he was the first overall pick in this draft.
He was, but if I can bring you guys back to a few years ago when they signed his contract, in his contract, it was two things. One, you need to watch film. Wait, what? You guys actually let that out? Two, you need to limit your video games. Wow. No, for real. Like, that was in the contract. Now, listen.
That was in Charlie's contract, I think, as well.
Yeah.
No more video games.
No, they told Charlie. Can I say the things they put in your contract, Charlie?
Yeah, of course, G.
No.
Before we go too far off the rails, I want to ask you about Shaheed. What are you looking for? He's going to suit up, right?
Oh, yeah. Shaheed got speed.
Right. He's so fast.
He's so fast, and he's needed, right? They need that experience. Right now on the season, Jackson Smith-Njigba, of course, leads the team with 58 receptions. The next person right now is Cooper Kupp at 24 receptions. He's been a little dinged up. Don't know what's going on with that. And you can't put so much pressure on the rookie in Torrey Horton, right? He hasn't seen enough yet. So you bring in Rashid Shaheed like that to bring in the experience and also to keep the defenses honest. So, yeah, Amanda.
I can't wait to see him.
He's fast. Now, can I get off the rails now?
Yeah. About 30 seconds, I think.
Charlie, how you doing today, man?
I'm great.
By the way, Charlie, you look skinny, bro. You've been losing some weight, man.
A little bit.
You look good.
Yeah. Thank you.
What does Ingrid think about this? You look, man. What does she think?
Well, I'm the husband who's asleep at 6:30, so we see each other for like approximately 35, 40 seconds a day.
Yeah.
But
so she doesn't know that you've lost weight.
So are you saying that you're the Kyler Murray of your house?
No.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
I'm only asking.
Yeah. I don't think so. I'm more like, what's the backup's name again?
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, I'm Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. G and Ursula coming up 9 to noon here on KIRO News Radio. We need traffic, Sully.
And we are looking at about a 10-minute delay on northbound I-5 getting up from Fife to this crash in the HOV lane just at Porter Way. After that, it's a pretty good drive until you get to the middle of Boeing Field. Then it's going to be a really tough drive the rest of the way in. A little over 30 minutes now from South Center into downtown. Renton to Bellevue is a half an hour. Behind that, 50 minutes on the Valley Freeway. 45 Everett to Bellevue and 42 from Everett to Seattle. Lake bridges are good. This report brought to you by D.R. Horton. Move-in ready homes from D.R. Horton, America's builder, across Puget Sound and Central Washington. Find yours at drhorton.com, an equal housing opportunity builder.
We're looking for occasional showers today. It'll dry out by the afternoon. Highs in the 50s, dry tomorrow and Sunday. Right now in Seattle, it's 49. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Is your business ready for the holidays? Now that school's back in session, the shopping season is coming up fast, right, Brad?
Right, you are, Dave. And Wafat Bank is here to help businesses get ready. Whether you're looking to hire holiday staff, beef up your inventory, or start advertising, Wafat Bank can help make it happen with a business credit card, business loan, or line of credit.
Businesses need a lot of different tools to get the job done, and sometimes cash flow can be challenging. How can businesses make sure they're choosing the right option?
Our knowledgeable bankers can help look at individual plans and finances to go over which option might be the best fit. Wafat Bank has the tools and services to get that job done, whatever you might be looking for, including SBA lending options.
You know, there's nothing quite as reassuring as having a professional banker in your corner. Thanks, Brad. To learn more, visit wafedbank.com or visit your local branch. Discover why Wafed Bank was awarded Best Bank by Forbes and Newsweek numerous years in a row. Wafed Bank, built for business. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. Airlines have cut hundreds of flights, and more reductions are likely as the FAA braces for the government shutdown to continue. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy on CBS Mornings.
The Senate's going home. Right, they're going to be home with their families. I think they should be here all weekend, every week, working on deals to open up the government.
The Senate could vote today on a spending measure that's designed to win over Democratic support. Reporter Barrett Leone of CBS News Minneapolis reports from the airport there.
Travelers we spoke with this morning, mostly in good spirits. Some do have a little bit of anxiety about actually getting home or losing luggage. Even one gentleman we spoke with adjusted his flight to come home early last night rather than risk having his flight canceled into MSP.
American Airlines confirms one of its planes had a close call at LAX last week. CBS's Michael Wallace.
The American flight and an EDA Airways flight were taking off from parallel runways last Friday when the EDA plane turned left into the American plane's flight path. The planes came within 5 seconds of colliding in midair.
American 4, sorry about that. The traffic off the north side just turned to the south on their own right in front of you guys.
Yeah, no worries. Appreciate it. We noticed that. American Airlines released a statement thanking the controllers.
The death toll is now at least 13 in the UPS plane crash in Louisville. CBS's Aaron Navarro reports there have been new moves by the Trump administration after a federal judge ordered full payment of SNAP benefits this month.
The Justice Department has appealed this ruling, called for an emergency stay, signaling that they're fighting this legally and is doing everything they can to not pay out the full benefits by the end of today. A spokesperson for the Department of Agriculture blamed Senate Democrats for continuing the shutdown and compromising, quote, not only SNAP, but farm programs and food inspection.
CBS's Jim Krasula Sheila tells us there are lingering health concerns from one of the major wildfires in the West early this year.
Several victims of the massive Eaton wildfire in Southern California 10 months ago are calling on state officials for help after testing showed that toxins remain in their homes despite remediation. Area resident Bill Malone.
This house is contaminated. We're finding black soot and stuff like that in our drawers and our cabinets. And if it's in our drawers and our cabinets, we can't trust anything.
The Eaton fire killed at least 19 people and destroyed more than 9,000 buildings.
The Trump administration's loosening a federal rule that requires grocery stores, air conditioning companies, and others to cut greenhouse gases that contribute to global warming. Several companies have complained about it. Wall Street, right now the Dow is down about 200 points. This is CBS News.
The annual Progressive Keys to Progress program provides vehicles to deserving veterans, helping our heroes drive their lives forward. Learn more at keystoprogress.com.
It's 8:03. Let's check in with Chris Sullivan at the traffic desk.
And Pierce County just seems to have had the bullseye today because we have another crash in Pierce County today on the I-5 corridor. This one is northbound I-5 at 56th in South Tacoma. It looks to be in the right-hand lane, and we're backing up pretty quickly. So this has added about 5 to 7 minutes on our drive from Olympia to Tacoma. So we're back up over 40 minutes there. Still have the crash in the HOV lane a little further to the north of Fife there. As you get up past Porter Way, it's in the HOV lane, and 25 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way is about 10 or 11 minutes slower than normal. Then you won't hit the brakes really hard at all until you're all the way up to about the middle of Boeing Field. Still about 32 minutes from South Center to downtown, a little over 45 all the way. Valley Freeway, brake lights through Pacific, not bad in Auburn, then a little bit at the north end, so total travel time about 50 minutes to go from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue's a half an hour. Lake bridges are quiet. Southbound 405 does have brake lights in Totem Lake to go with the stuff we have near 522, so 45 minutes, Everett to Bellevue, 43 from Everett to Seattle. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app and stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
It's 8:04 on the Friday, November 7th. 2025 edition of Seattle's Morning News. Along with Manda Factor, I'm Charlie Harger.
Big story this morning. Travelers are in for a rough ride today. The FAA is ordering airlines to cut back flights by 4%, meaning fewer options and longer lines at the airport.
And KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with the latest.
Yeah, Charlie, SeaTac is one of 40 major airports around the country being impacted by this cut. I've got this cut back, I should say. I'm going to give you the latest numbers right here. Sorry, I'm just looking at real-time data from FlightAware. So the total delays right now at SeaTac are tallying 38, total cancellations 27. Which airlines are affected the most? Well, when it comes to delays, we're looking at Alaska Airlines by far. They have 17 delays compared to the next in line, which is Southwest, with 6 delays. Canceled flights, SkyWest leads that category with 15 canceled flights so far. Now, here's some really bad news, however. Out of those airports, 40 of them across the country, it looks like SeaTac is leading the way with the most canceled and delayed flights from an origin airport. All the others, it looks like everything's kind of on time, just some delays, no real cancellations. So SeaTac being impacted the most this morning so far. In a statement, Alaska Airlines says they are watching and waiting for guidance from the FAA as they move forward. You know, the big concern from the FAA and the Department of Transportation, air traffic controllers, staffing issues, and fatigue, which begs the question, is it safe to fly? Well, here's what aviation expert Scott Hamilton thinks.
I have not flown since the third week of October, and I had decided to self-ground myself until the government is back at work. So that should tell you volumes right there.
It's not good if Scott is self-grounding. This morning, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy asked controllers to step up and go to work, even if they're not getting paid. He also called on Congress to end the shutdown, which would clear up everything. And he also echoed Hamilton's safety concerns.
I have a number one job of keeping people safe. I've looked at data. I want to be preemptive, and I want to make sure people are safe in the system.
You can imagine the concern, though, with Thanksgiving travel right around the corner. We're talking about thousands and thousands of flights that could be impacted this week and next week. Stock prices for every major airline down this morning. They are also, as you might imagine, pushing Congress to end this shutdown. Charlie and Manda, this week, 4% of flights cut, and we're seeing the impacts right now. SeaTac, the most impacted out of that list of 40 airports right now. Next week, 10% of flights will be cut, and people are already looking for alternatives. Hertz Rental Cars says their rentals have surged this week by 20%.
Thanks for that update, Luke, and we'll be continuing to follow this as it develops. Well, the race for Seattle mayor is getting tighter.
KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas has the update.
Mayor Bruce Harrell continuing to hold his lead. Katie Wilson gaining slightly, now just shy of 10,000 votes separating the two. That number was 11,000 last night.
Harrell's lead now sits below 6%. According to the Seattle Times, King County Elections has about 100,000 ballots left to count in Seattle.
To Tacoma, where Anders Ibsen has won the mayor's race there. His opponent, John Hines, conceded last night. Ibsen tells KIRO 7 TV he doesn't consider Hines his opponent, but rather his colleague.
We're making sure that we're collaborating on the challenges facing our city.
In a statement, Hines says after a year of hard campaigning and 3 days of vote counting, it's clear the election did not go our way. Ibsen's lead widened, bringing him 56% of the vote so far compared to Hines at 42%.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Hey, we made it to Friday. It's November 7th.
Here we are.
It's been a week.
This year is just going by so fast. How did this happen?
It's over. I don't
know.
It's
almost over.
This time of year, it just goes by so fast.
It's because life has been good to you.
So far.
Yeah.
That's Chris Sullivan. David Burbank is here in the studio. Producer extraordinaire and board operator extraordinaire Nick Krasia is here picking the music. Thank you, Nick.
Feel Good Friday today, baby.
Oh, yeah. I think we're all a bit punchy.
I think so.
All right.
Well, coming up on this hour of the show, the Mike McDonald preview. We hear from the Seahawks head coach ahead of the big divisional matchup Sunday against the Cardinals.
Also, consumer man Herb Weisbaum will have some advice for holiday shopping on a budget.
And we'll have your weekend planner at 8:45 with KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden.
It's 8:09. The City of Everett's No Sit, No Lie ordinance has been extended. It creates buffer zones that ban sitting, lying down, or handing out aid near service facilities. The City Council heard from supporters and critics this week.
How is it that this council believes it best to extend the No Sit, No Lie, No Give ordinance, even though it has proven to do nothing but harm our most at-risk neighbors?
Extending the buffer zone doesn't mean increasing punishment. It means maintaining structure and accountability while continuing to approach enforcement with compassion and restraint.
The council approved the extension by a vote of 5-2. It will last now through 2027.
Making good on a campaign promise, Governor Bob Ferguson has spent this week working out of Western State Hospital.
Governor Ferguson says early on in his political career, one of the first issues he was interested in was mental health.
In part because my family had, like a lot of families, issues related to mental health.
Construction of a new 350-bed facility on the Washington State Hospital campus is underway, and it should be open in 2028. Officials say it will help the state meet the requirement to hold people charged with crimes who are awaiting competency evaluations at a mental health facility rather than in jail. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
The FBI has arrested a 19-year-old man from Kent. The agency says he's involved with a foiled terrorist attack in Michigan last week. We get the update from KIRO 7 TV's Gary Horker.
His name is Saeed Ali Murr. Officials say he was in communication with 7 other accused ISIS supporters, many who are also in custody now. The FBI believes they were all planning to attack bars and clubs in the Detroit area. A couple of the suspects were arraigned this week in court.
A federal complaint says Mera told the FBI he planned to travel to Syria to join ISIS as a fighter.
A jury says Seattle Public Schools owes a student $8 million after a violent classroom incident. It goes back to 2018 at Meany Middle School. Jurors say a math teacher punched a 13-year-old student in the face during an argument. According to the Seattle Times, they also found the district broke state laws on non-discrimination laws. That student is now 21.
The former head of human resources for the Seattle Fire Department is suing her old employer for $2.5 million. According to the Seattle Times, she claims she was fired in retaliation for addressing workplace misconduct, discrimination against women, and unsafe behavior. The department declined to comment.
Seattle Storm has announced Sonia Rahman as their new head coach, marking a historic moment as she becomes the first head coach of Indian descent in the league's history. And she spoke with KIRO 7 TV.
Now, what kind of coach are they getting?
A passionate coach, a coach that really cares.
She has a bunch of experience from previous roles, including her recent position as assistant coach with the New York Liberty and her time with the Memphis Grizzlies in player development.
And big news in women's hockey, Seattle's PWHL team finally has a name.
We are the Seattle Torrent.
The Seattle Torrent. The team's logo features a stylized S resembling rushing water. The Torrent kicks off its inaugural season November 21st in Vancouver. Its first home game November 28th at Climate Pledge against the Minnesota Frost.
Well, we've had a torrent of rain the past couple days. Let's see how it's shaping up in the weather department. Brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Here's KIRO 7's Nick Allard.
Nice day so far. Just a few lingering showers out there, especially farther south. I don't expect them to really last that long. Just a little bit around for the morning hours, and then we'll dry out. I expect to be in the mid to upper 50s. We'll go with partly cloudy to mostly cloudy conditions, and it'll just be a little bit blustery, but not bad. And that's also going to wind down. Tomorrow, I think we're going to go mostly cloudy. We will be dry, and then you'll see a little more sunshine for Seahawks Sunday, but still going to be partly to mostly cloudy and dry because clouds will increase late in the day, and that'll lead to some showers to start next week. But all in all, not bad for the weekend, just a little blustery and a few decreasing showers, and then we're in good shape.
Right now in Seattle, it's 49 and partly cloudy.
And it's 8:13. Time for traffic once again. We do that every 10 minutes. So what's up, Sully?
And overall, it's Friday light for most places. Pierce County, though, didn't quite get it today. We've had a couple of crashes there, two of them still active. I'm going to go with northbound I-5 first, which trying to get up into South Tacoma around 56. Looks like the right lane remains blocked there, maybe a little bit after that. So we've got about a 40-minute trip now from Olympia to Tacoma. That's 5 or 7 minutes slower than it should be. And then we continue to work with this crash in Fife, just up the hill towards Porter Way before the county line. The HOV lane remains blocked. A little over 20 minutes to go from Tacoma to Federal Way, so about a 5-minute delay there. Then a really good drive all the way up until you get to the middle of Boeing Field. Little over 30 minutes from South Center puts us at about 45 all the way from Federal Way. 45 is what we have on the Valley Freeway as well. Heavy through Pacific, but great in Auburn. And then from 180th on in, maybe a little lighter than normal. Then Renton to Bellevue is just a hair over 30 minutes. Lake Bridges, still quiet. Coming down from the north end, the heaviest spot out of 5 or 405, really right there south of Canyon Park. 45 minutes from Everett to Bellevue and about 42 from Everett to Seattle. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
It is 8:14 now. Katrina Gashard joins us, and Kim Kardashian has a priceless reaction to criticism of her new show. Katrina?
All right. The reality star took to Instagram, posting glam shots with her castmates and the creator of Hulu's All Fair, Ryan Murphy, calling it the most critically acclaimed show of the year. She even included tweets roasting and praising the show. One person on TikTok has this to say.
I do watch bad TV sometimes, but this transcends bad TV. I would be surprised if there is a single person out there genuinely enjoying this show. And hopefully this is a sign to studios to stop giving Ryan Murphy money.
But Kim Kardashian is not fazed by any of this. She's hinting that, you know what, all this bad press and reviews, it's driving more people to watch the show.
No such thing as bad publicity.
It's 8:15.
Hear from the coach first.
Here we go, start fast! Here we go!
This is the Mike McDonald Preview. Here's your host, Steve Rabel.
Mike, as always, thank you for taking a few minutes out to chat. And let's start, because there's so much to talk about, with this new Seahawk, Rashid Shaheed. What does he bring to the dance? And maybe more importantly, how important is it for him to fit in, be a positive part of the chemistry in this locker room?
Well, I think that's a critical part, as you know, especially as we're building our team. You know, year 2 of our program, we have to be vigilant in who we bring into our building, who joins our team, and but you know, I think the combination between the prior relationships we've had that has known him, from New Orleans, mostly our offensive coaches understand who he was, and our personnel reports and our connections. That was one, so that's positive. And then 2, I think I'm proud of what we've built in our locker room, where our guys can, show the guys the way when they show up. And our guys are awesome. They welcome them with open arms, but they understand, they communicate a standard on how we do things, especially like something as simple as how we practice or how we meet, walk through, all those things. Rashid's been great. He's been great. He's 2 days in. He's learned the playbook fast. And we're adding another big time weapon to our offense, and that's exciting. He's really explosive. I think he's an underrated route runner. I think he can run. Everyone says he's just like he's a speed guy and he can take the top off, and that's true. But he's going to be an asset in our return game. And then the guy he's great with the ball in his hands on catch and run stuff. He can run intermediate routes. So we're really excited to have him join us.
Mike, after the game this last week in Washington, you said, quote, Sam's execution right now is, and you paused, ridiculous. And you shook your head. And I think ridiculous is actually a coaching term. I'm not sure. But as a defensive coach, he really has been ridiculous, or was at least certainly in the game. Why? What's he doing so well?
Man, yeah. In that moment, I had a hard time coming up with the right word, So I've been accused of being pretty cliche probably in the past. I don't know if that one was too cliche, but I honestly think it's just the hidden incremental gains that he's done really his whole career. But just thinking his time with us, all the reps, and like the intention of the reps. Trust, I think there's I think that's probably a good word to use too. Is like there's a lot of trust between him, our coaches, our skill guys, the front, the timing of plays. I mean, all those things, have to be in sync in order to execute that type of level. So I think that's in play as well.
You mentioned trust with the guys up front. You've got the number 5 offense right now, 29 points a game. And Sam would be the first one to say it, but as you know as well, it's not just Sam. Talk about the progress of that offensive line and the coaches who are designing the plays to the strengths of these players.
Well, I really believe this, and I told the team this at the end of, really throughout the season, camp, and going into the years. I think our competitive advantage is our synergy. I think, we have great players at every level. Going into the season, no one was saying that we had, we were going to just be carried by one guy or anything like that. But I think the power of our team is what gives us, a great chance to win and play great football. And so it really does take everybody. It's our operation. It's how we take the line of scrimmage. It's how we move and shift. It's how we get in and out of plays. Our offensive coaches, they work incredibly hard. In my opinion, they work too many hours. I'm trying to convince them to kick them out of the building, but they're just very dedicated to their craft, and there's a standard they're trying to uphold, and it matters to them to help put our players in great positions, which you got to respect. I wish they got a few more hours of sleep to keep them a little bit more fresh, but it might be. They told me it's a good trade-off. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Arizona's going to come in here with a little bit of a different, maybe offensive approach. Kyler Murray now out on the injured list. Quarterback Jacoby Brissett is in. I don't know, what does he bring to the dance? How different is he? How do you think they will change according to what he's done now for the last several weeks, in fact?
Sure. Well, and Arizona you think about it, the times we've played Arizona over the last 2 years, and they were on a winning streak when we played them last year. And we've played them 2 weeks after, so they were playing good football then. When we played them going into the first game this year, they were 2-1, and then since then, every game has come down literally to a field goal at the last second. So they could have easily been 5-0 going into the bye or 7-0 going into the bye. They just happen to lose those games, and I think they're, we know the feeling of trying to win those games at the end. And then I thought you got to give them credit. They made some adjustments with the new quarterback with Brissett, and they're kind of they're tailoring the offense to what Jacoby does well, which is under center. It's play actions. They've been explosive in the pass game. They've that's what they're doing, and they're doing a good job. And the points show it. I mean, I think they've been putting up mid-20s to almost 30 points a game since he's been playing against really good defenses. And they're doing a good job on third down as well. I mean, right now, since Jacoby took over, they're the top third down team in the league. So when you watch the tape, it's very clear that this is a good football team, and they're determined. You can tell they're playing with confidence. If I were them, I can understand why they have a chip on their shoulder, because they feel like their team is better than what their record indicates, and frankly, they're right. So that's what we're up against. It's a confident bunch. They're getting healthy on their defensive side of the ball, and they have a lot of talent, and they're well coached. So that's what we're up against.
on the defensive side. They've got Josh Sweat. He's got 7 sacks. They've got 7-time Pro Bowler Budda Baker. And they just held on Monday Night Football the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. They only gave up the defense just 10 points. I mean, you're right. This is a group that's playing really well now, certainly on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They've gotten 2 starters back, with Walter Nolan coming off and Garrett Williams being available, and the rest of them are healthy. So it's a good group. It's a good group. They've invested in their front, and it's been money well spent. They're playing at a high level.
Finally, Mike, we were back in D.C. Last Sunday night. We're home for one quick game, and then we're back on the road for a couple of more. This is one I know you guys have been talking about, and you've started to make it happen now this season. Got to keep the 12s, got to keep them right there with you, and a big game here at home would sure help that.
No doubt. And you can't go into the game saying we have to get the 12s involved. The way you have to say is we have to go into the game and be ready to go play our style of ball, and then the 12s will come alive.
12s will come alive. Yeah,
that's how it has to happen. So we have to focus on our preparation, make sure we're ready to go to play our best football. And I know the 12s will be there and they'll be rocking, but we got to do our part as well.
All right, Mike. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you pregame.
All right.
Thanks, man.
I guess I lied to you, Amanda. I do have plans this weekend.
See, you got to watch a football game.
Got to watch a football game. It's 8:23. Let's check in with Sully at the traffic desk.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, the Bobcats play at noon. Then you have the Irish at 4:30 tomorrow. And then, of course, the Hawks on Saturday, on Sunday. So, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You got to plan accordingly.
Weekend over.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You won't have time for raking.
Another busy weekend.
Looking at the drive now, we continue to work with Pierce County being our 3 different trouble spots. And they're each costing you about 10 or 12 minutes. The first one, northbound I-5, right as you approach 56th. Crash in the right-hand lane there has us almost all the way back up to 512. So you're going to need about 45 minutes now from Olympia to Tacoma. That's 10 or 12 minutes slower than you might expect. Then you get a nice long freeway speed break, and then you kind of hit the Port of Tacoma Road, and you hit the brake lights up towards Porter Way, where the HOV lane remains blocked. 25 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way is about a 10-minute delay there. The third one, the one we should be used to by now, through the Bridge Strike area in Pacific on northbound 167, you have about a 10 or 12-minute delay there. It's 50 minutes still from Puyallup to Renton, even though you really don't hit the brake lights the rest of the way on up to 405. Then Renton to Bellevue is about a half an hour. Lake Bridges are still enjoying a pretty decent drive at this point. No issues either direction. And coming down from the north end, it's a quiet day. Even on I-5, there are brake lights by the Nile Golf Course there at the Edmonds exit, a little bit south of Canyon Park, but 40 to 43, 44 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, that's a win. This report brought to you by AAA of Washington. The all-new Everyday membership gives you discounts and perks at more than 900 local businesses, all for just $25 a year. Join today.
Our forecast of the showers are moving out. 54 the high. We'll see some sun breaks by afternoon. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy but dry, 57, and then some sunshine on Sunday. We'll call it partly sunny and 61. Showers return on Monday. It's 48 in Seattle right now.
Coming up, the race for Seattle mayor continues to tighten. We'll get an update from Luke Ducey. And consumer man Herb Weisbaum with some tips for holiday shopping on a budget. That's coming up at 8:35. You have it on Seattle's Morning News.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio. On 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Wagner. I have a really bad left hip. In fact, this other doctor's like, well, you're going to have to get a hip replacement. I was like, oh, my God. He goes, how old are you? I told him, well, you're going to have to wait a couple of years because we don't want you to wear the hip out. We want you and the hip to both go to heaven together. I was like, well, in the meantime, well, try stretching, aspirin. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm in pain. I can't sleep. I could barely walk. I'd get off a plane and I'm like struggling to even make it down the ramp. I go to see Dr. Wagner. He explains to me how the stem cell procedure works. It's 90 minutes, and I'm telling you right now, I love it. So rather than surgery, make an appointment to see Dr. Wagner. It could be the game changer for you, like it's been for a whole bunch of other people as well. So whether it's your hip or your wrist or your shoulder, your knee, check out Dr. Mark Wagner. I'm telling you right now, stem cell procedure could be the answer for you, as it's been for me. You want to find out more? drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas, and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building, with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a good-to-go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A good-to-go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 8:31. Anxiety is rising for air travelers today.
An FAA order is forcing airlines to cut flights by 4% at the nation's busiest airports. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha is at SeaTac.
The airlines are scrambling to adjust. They're required to refund customers whose flights are canceled, but not cover secondary costs like food, hotels, unless the delays or cancellations are in the airline's control. And with Thanksgiving holidays less than 3 weeks away, travelers are getting worried.
And there's big disruptions to life that might be more likely to find a solution. Hopefully these guys find solutions.
Now, in the Department of Transportation's order, 4% of flights cut today. That goes up to 6% on Tuesday, 8% on Thursday, and 10% a week from today.
It was a year ago that the federal government was pushing for those cash refunds for flights that were canceled. We get more on that from KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas.
The Trump administration scrapped that. So here's what the other major airlines are doing. Delta, United, and Southwest say they are allowing rebooking for no fee and say if you want to cancel because you don't want to deal with this, go ahead, they'll refund you. Now, it's a little different for Frontier, American Airlines, and Alaska. They're not as accommodating here. They're waiving change fees only right now, and if your flight is canceled, you can rebook or get a refund.
Bruce Harrell still leads the Seattle mayoral race, but the gap is shrinking.
Analysts say this is a classic Seattle trend. Later ballots lean progressive. We get the update from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Find something to hold on to, grab it, and hold on tight, folks. Yesterday's Harrell's 8-point lead over progressive challenger Katie Wilson that shrunk to just under 6 points. Last night, Wilson's campaign posted their reaction on X. They said, "It's a nail-biter, folks." Her campaign also said King County is counting ballots much more slowly than normal this year, so that's why they didn't see a bump that they were looking for. It's pretty clear the Wilson campaign is confident they will see the gap shrink even more. However, Haley Watkins with King County Elections just confirmed to me just moments ago, ballot counting across the county it is not slower than usual this election year. She tells me instead they just had a ton of late ballots and a lot of late voting this year. So traditionally, strategists say late ballots in Seattle go to the far left candidate in a race. In this case, it's Wilson. But if speed is not a factor, speed in the count, not an issue, we might presume it took King County 2 days to count the first batch of ballots, the first wave, but now on day 4 of the count, they're on pace. Wilson won this latest batch of ballot counting with 52%. She needs to win these batches, though, by 55% to catch up. In past races, let's break it down a little more, Friday ballot dumps have pushed progressive candidates past that 55% mark. Mondays, even more. But another question to consider with what looks like some last-minute voting that happened. Harrell did a lot of last-minute campaigning. Katie Wilson, not so much. So are those late ballots going to go far left for Wilson like traditionally they do? Or is Harrell's last-minute campaigning about to pay off? Harrell said he'd rather be in the position he's in than in Wilson's spot. That kind of makes more sense now. Wilson's campaign is also right. This is going to be a nail-biter. The next ballot count comes 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Luke Ducey, thank you. Let's check traffic now with Sully at the traffic desk.
And we have cleared the crash on northbound I-5 that's been dogging us near Porter Way coming up out of Fife. HOV lane clear, all the cars gone. So just a little bit of braking right around the 70th overpass. After that, not bad at all. Behind that, we're still dealing with something on northbound I-5. It had been in the right lane near 56th, so we're seeing a couple extra minutes lost there. But overall, it looks like we're getting better. And then Federal Way to Seattle, you won't hit the brakes until you're all the way up to about the middle of Boeing Field. Still about 32 minutes from South Center to downtown, about 45 all the way. The brake lights on 167 right there through the Pacific area. Overall, 45 minutes to Renton. Renton to Bellevue, about a half an hour. Coming down from the north end, really thinning out. It was really never bad at all today, but 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle, about 42 from Everett to Seattle. The Lake Bridge is quiet. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Much calmer weather for today and through the weekend. Today, the showers are drying out. 54. We'll see some sunbreaks by the afternoon. Tomorrow looks like we'll stay mostly cloudy, but again, no rain in the forecast tomorrow. 57. Partly sunny. Sunday, 61. Showers are back on Monday. Right now in Seattle, we have partly sunny skies. It's 48.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
It's 8:36. The holiday shopping season could be a little more challenging this year. With higher prices and an uncertain economy, you may have to work a bit harder to stay on budget and still find everything on your gift list.
Oh, never fear. Consumer man Herb Weisbaum is here with his annual Holiday Helper Report. He is a contributing editor at checkbook.org. What's top of your tip list this year, Herb?
First is, Amanda, is shop early. If there's something especially you want on your list, you must-have item on your list, shop early. The trade war with China is not only going to result in higher prices, but a lot of things we buy at the holidays come from China, including decorations and including a lot of clothing, electronics, and toys. So the supply may be shorter, and if there's really something you want, it may not be there. Now, no need to wait till Black Friday. All the big stores, Macy's, Target, Walmart, Amazon are already running pre-Black Friday sales, which makes it a little difficult to know, to buy it now or do I wait till Black Friday, because they may not rerun the same item on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. The way around that is buy it if you see it, and if the price goes down, just go back and ask for the difference to be refunded to you. Most major retailers will do that.
Herb, you say that it's really important that we comparison shop. What are some ways we can do that?
Well, of course, you can do it online. You can also do it in the store. You can actually use your smartphone to do some on-the-fly price checking while you're there. And a friend of mine, Lisa Lee Freeman, she's a shopping expert, used to be the editor-in-chief of Consumer Reports Shop Smart magazine on the new Consumerpedia podcast that just dropped yesterday, told me she loves to use her phone for visual price shopping. To take a listen.
Well, this is one of my favorite ways to shop and save money. There's a little camera icon in the search bar on Google, on Amazon, eBay, and other sites that offer visual search. You click on the camera icon, you take a picture of the product, and up will pop a bunch of different options. It'll show you how much that product is at all different stores. It might even show you also alternatives to that product that are similar that might save you money. And they also let you add words to the search bar. So you have the picture and then you have words. You could add like the brand, for example, if you know the brand, and that'll help you triangulate that product even better. It's really cool. It's a way to find just about anything.
That sounds very handy.
No retailer always has the lowest prices. You need to shop around and don't assume that the word sale means anything, because as Checkbook has found in many cases, those are fake sales just designed to get your attention and get your money.
I would imagine this would be the perfect thing to embrace AI for, Herb.
Actually, Lisa told me she uses it all the time now. She has her little chatbot friends that she can ask questions to. For instance, she's a runner and she was looking for running shoes, and she could ask them specific questions about reviews. You know, forget the stars. We know they were crazy. She can ask them to dig through the reviews and tell me, does this, I don't know. I'm not a runner. I'm like Charlie. I sit.
Does it provide proper arch support?
Hey, right. Are there proper arch support, or do they run to the pull to the left, or I don't know, whatever it is. She can ask about these products. She can also price shop doing that, say what store has, or ask for alternatives. Is there something like this product that I could get that's at a better price? So just remember, chatbots can give you wrong information. They could also scrape the web and give you a scam website. So my advice always is go to the retailer's website yourself, but it's a way to find out what's going on.
Okay, hang on. Are we, you're remote today. Are we sure this is really Herb Weisbaum? Herb Weisbaum recommending AI? What has happened here? With caution.
With caution.
Well, we don't have time this week, so we're probably going to have to get you back next week. Herb, we're going to maybe talk about how we pay for all of this.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at all that and some of the really smart ways to do it and some of the really horrible ways to do it. And I will tell you how, if you really try hard, you can pay 35% interest on your purchases you make for the holiday.
Boy, that sounds great. All right, Herb, we'll look forward to next week. Thank you.
Okay, checkbook.org has everything on it.
Probably Herb Weisbaum. Can't guarantee.
Yeah, mark that in your books.
AI Herb. Okay, Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're going to take a look at the heaviest spot on the drive, which is now northbound I-5. We'll break it down for you next.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money. Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Not sure what to get him this holiday? You can't go wrong with a gift from Untuck It. Every guy wants to unwrap our best-selling, wrinkle-free, and performance styles. From polished shirts for holiday parties to cozy layers for family photos, you'll find everything he needs to look sharp and feel comfortable all day and night. So, get a head start on your holiday gift list. Early holiday sale happening now. Find the perfect gift for everyone on your list at untuckit.com and more than 80 stores worldwide. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn, untucked.
If your closets are bursting at the seams like the Curly household, it's time to call the pros at Closets by Design Seattle. Every job is completely custom. Free in-home design consultation. Right now, they're offering big savings up to 40% off, plus an additional 15% off with 18 months financing and free installation. You're getting the quality and backing of a national brand, but with friendly local Seattle service. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule your free in-home design consultation today.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Leaves are falling, school's back, and the holidays are almost here. You're busy, and you need a bank that won't slow you down. WaFd Bank is here for you with free business checking. You'll have access to online banking with bill pay, mobile deposit, signer and non-signer debit cards, and the option to upgrade your account with treasury management services as your business grows. Take things to the next level with knowledgeable bankers that understand your business. WaFd Bank, built for business. Visit wafdbank.com. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
8:43, Chris Sullivan has traffic.
And we're definitely seeing things thin out across the board, even though they really were not bad. It was a Friday light out there for most of us today. We had a few crashes, but looking at northbound I-5 past the West Seattle Bridge continues to be the heaviest part of the drive, but we're back under 30 minutes from South Center and under 45 from Federal Way, so that's a really good drive. Northbound I-5 still struggling a little bit around 72nd in South Tacoma after an earlier crash we had near 56th. Then after that, it's really not bad. Valley Freeway still has that 10-minute delay through Pacific and a little bit at the north end. Need 45 minutes from Puyallup to Renton, which is great, and then Renton to Bellevue is only a half an hour. Do have some slowing off and on right there at the I-90 corridor in South Bellevue as people are weaving and merging there. Lake bridges, though, are still in very good shape. Eastbound 520, though, very heavy trying to get over to Microsoft from 405. Coming down from the north end, under 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, so that is great. This report brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consultation, prosculpt.com.
Well, compared to what we've been through the past couple of days, it's very calm today. The showers are drying out. We'll see some sun breaks by afternoon and 54. The winds have died down. For the weekend, not bad. Tomorrow looks like a mostly cloudy day, 57, but more in the way of sunshine on Sunday. For football, 61 on Sunday. Showers are back on Monday. It's 48 in Seattle right now.
8:44 now. The 2026 Grammy nominations are officially out, and Katrina has a look at a few of them.
Yes, a few artists Sully may or may not know are leading the pack. Let's start with Sabrina Carpenter. Okay, I take that as a no. Next, let's go to Kendrick Lamar. If this world was mine, I'd take his dreams and make them multiply. Another no. Okay, next.
I mean, I know him, but I never heard that song.
That's okay. I mean, these are their recent albums, so, you know.
Yeah, I'm not
Next.
recent.
Let's keep going. Lady Gaga.
Never heard it.
That's okay. It's also with Bruno Mars. Heard of him?
Yes, I saw him at the Super Bowl.
Okay, all right. And speaking of the Super Bowl, future Super Bowl performer, Bad Bunny. All right, so all these artists have all been nominated in 3 major categories, including Record, Album, and Song of the Year. The Grammys air February 1st.
What about
CBS.
the new Judas Priest album? Is that nominated this year?
Sorry, it did not make the cut.
I'm sorry indeed.
What about the new album from Styx?
Also a no.
God, I don't know about these Grammys, Sully. I just don't know.
I'll just keep listening to Mississippi Queen.
You do that. It's 8:46.
If you know what I mean.
Coming up, Paul Holden has your weekend planner here on Seattle's Morning News.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Ooh, hey, remember those yodelers who met in the Alps? I wired them euros from the bank, and they sent me their yodels in a can.
You wired money for canned yodels? That is so dumb. Banks are slow, and they hide fees and overseas transfers and exchange rates.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
If you're gonna send money to Europe, just use Wise. Wise is super fast and never hides fees.
Smart. You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show. Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
8:49 now. We are on final approach. The landing gear is down. Final moments on a Friday edition of Seattle's Morning News.
I think we're going to make it. That means another autumn weekend has arrived. If you're still looking for something fun to do, well, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has you covered.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
What?
Halloween is in the rearview mirror, and it's now time for a busy final stretch of 2025. There's a lot going on, so let's dive in. Day of the Dead celebrations continue this weekend, including the Burien Community Center and performances by Orquesta Northwest. There will be lots of music, dancing, food, and more. The Burien celebration will be tonight at the Burien Community Center from 6 to 9, and the Orquesta Northwest will be performing with multiple musical performances Saturday at St. James Cathedral starting at 2. Geek Girl Con is this weekend at the Seattle Convention Center, and there will be all the usual convention activities like workshops, a DIY science zone, panels, and vendors. There will be even more games to play this year as the gaming floor has added even more room for both video and tabletop games. Geek Girl Con also celebrates those who may not always get their flowers when it comes to their contributions to the world of art, science, video games, and more. Geek Girl Con runs through the weekend. Veterans Day will be celebrated a little bit early this weekend in Auburn. Saturday at 11 is the Veterans Parade and Observance. This is the 60th year of the parade, and it starts at 11 a.m. The parade will travel along Main Street, and according to the event's website, there will be over 4,000 participants, including 150 units, 10 marching bands, military vehicles, and more. Saturday will also feature other Veterans Day events going on throughout Auburn, including the community breakfast at Auburn Senior Activity Center, the Remembrance Ceremony at Veterans Memorial Park, and a marching band competition. The 2025 Seattle International Comedy Competition is underway and runs throughout the month. 32 comedians are competing across the state at 15 different venues. This weekend, you can find shows at Green River College in Auburn tonight at 7:30 or North Bend Theater tomorrow at 8. Only 5 of the 32 comedians will make it to the finals, which will be at the Washington Athletic Club on November 25th. In Federal Way, the Fall Foliage Fest is this weekend at the Rhododendron Species Botanical Garden. At the festival, you can get tours of the garden, send the kids on a scavenger hunt, and enjoy the colors of fall. There will also be a pop-up plant sale for those looking to add to their garden or greenhouse, and there will also be a food truck on site to help keep you fed. The event is free to attend. If you aren't ready to give up on the haunts of Halloween and want to continue to explore the world of the paranormal, you'll want to hop a ferry and make your way to Port Gamble and check out the Port Gamble Ghost Conference. You'll be able to learn from experts in the world of paranormal research and can even join in on some investigations into Western Washington's most haunted locations. If you love to hunt for vintage treasures, the Northwest's largest garage and vintage sale has returned and will be at the Clark County Event Center in Ridgefield. The big sale is Saturday with over 450 vendors. You never know what you might find. The holiday season is right around the corner. How are you getting ready for the hustle and bustle? Let me know at paulh@KIRORadio.com. Paul Holden, KIRO News Radio.
I know we have another story scheduled after this, but I have to ask, and this might be a little controversial. I heard Paul say foliage.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people I know pronounce it foliage.
Foliage? I've never heard that.
So, I mean, what is the appropriate pronunciation?
Isn't the I after the L?
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, that's like saying temperature instead of temperature.
That's what I say in my head every time that I spell it.
Yeah.
I just say foliage.
Only Marge Simpson
Foliage.
says foliage, and Lisa corrects her.
Okay, but did you hear what Manda said? She dropped the I
there's
entirely.
always a Simpsons reference.
Yeah.
Foliage.
Foliage.
Do you guys say frustrated instead of frustrated?
I say frustrated.
Okay. I know people that actually say frustrated, and that frustrates me.
I've seen it written as fusterated, too, which is completely off base.
You guys ever run like the wind?
8:53 now. We check in with Chris Sullivan at the traffic desk. Long-winded answer.
Run like the wind. I've only seen it written. Come on. Again, that's another Marge Simpson for some late gains on a Friday.
It is late on a Friday. My brain is taxed.
And
so
we are
move
looking
along.
really well, looking really good out there. We've got some brake lights through the Renton S-curves, but we're back under a half an hour to make the drive from Renton on up into Bellevue. And behind that on the Valley Freeway, under 45 minutes. So looking really good once you get through the slowing in Pacific. Olympia to Tacoma's cleaned out nicely, and then Federal Way to Seattle's running closer to 40 minutes with only 25 of those minutes from South Center. Lake bridges are still good. I found out that eastbound 520 is really slow over towards 148 because they're doing some construction work. It looks like they may be cleaning some of the drains on the left-hand side of the freeway there. Coming down from the north end, 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. That is a fabulous day. This report brought to you by Kia of Everett. From the K9 to make that the K4 to the Telluride to the EV9. Be ready this winter. Amazing pricing, financing. Now the time to buy a Kia at Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
Adolfo asks, what about nuclear instead of nuclear?
It's pronounced nuclear.
Okay, Ryan.
That's Homer.
Ryan says, I say beg, but then it sounds like bag.
Bag, yeah, I've heard that.
And Greg in Las Vegas, this is something you need to weigh in on, Sully. Butt naked or buck naked?
Both are acceptable, but both lead to different results.
Well,
I say neither are acceptable in society, actually.
Neither?
Wow! Whoa, there we go.
Okay, we're going to see some sunshine for today by afternoon, 54. Clouding up for your Saturday, 57. And then Sunday, back to some sunshine and 61. It looks like we'll see some more showers roll in on Monday. It's 48 in Seattle right now.
And coming up on the G and Ursula show, it's a Foodie Friday. G and Ursula look at the latest innovation in caloric condiments. This is KIRO Newsradio.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, you just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a flex pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having good to go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
For the first time ever, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is offering 0% interest for 60 months and 15% off new windows and doors. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.